Hi again, Lion fans, and welcome to Royse City ISD Stadium for tonight's game between the visiting Greenville Lions and the Bulldogs of Royse City. I'm Bob Muty, and next to me once again is Matt Hansen, back from sick leave. It's great to have you back, Matt.
Great to be back, Bob, and I do have to say thank you to David GEUS for filling in my absence, and he did an awesome job, and it was really fun to sit and listen to you guys from home.
And he really enjoyed it.
He sure did. He can really speak with his experience.
Running the camera tonight is Chris Mangual, filling in for Rebecca Padron. Great to have you, Chris. All right, this 8-5A Division II contest pits an undefeated Royse City squad coming in with a 4-0 record and a district victory last Friday versus Corsicana by a score of 41-21 against the 1-3 Lions after a 28-0 loss to 6th ranked Ennis. Matt, I noticed that Ennis has moved up to 4th in the state.
I mean, I can believe it based on what we saw of that team. But you know, you and I, Bob, we talked pregame. You know, Greenville really looked like a completely different team in 2 quarters against Ennis. You know, really when we play fast and we don't hesitate, we are 2 completely different teams. And we even had a chance to text during the game a little bit and what we saw. So I believe it, though. I mean, we'll have to continue to watch what Ennis can do and see if they're, again, a district competitor for a district championship. But I'll say this is also a good team we're seeing tonight in Royse City.
Indeed. And the Bulldogs will be led tonight by running back Champ Petty Dozier, whose name alone seems to speak to the young man's athletic ability. Champ has dozed his way to 397 yards and 3 touchdowns on 52 carries. Quarterback Kenny Spring passed for 251 yards and 3 touchdowns on 14 completions in 17 attempts last week against Corsicana. Pretty efficient quarterback, Matt.
I would say so, yes, sir. And he's a junior dual threat quarterback who really is a weapon for this Royse City offense. He really is a kid who's going to continue to grow in this offense. I mean, the fact that he's going to return, and we'll have to see what he can do tonight. So a kid that can run it and throw it.
Pretty good-sized kid, 5'10", 175 as well.
Mm-hmm.
2 of Spring's touchdowns went to Jonah Roberson, who caught 7 passes for 206 yards. Petty Dozier had 6 catches for 90 yards and scored 2 TDs. Greenville's Lions found it going pretty tough last week against Ennis, gaining only 195 yards in total offense on 8 first downs. Hugh Pitts' 33-yard scamper was the highlight, and Coach Duke is expecting Junebug to pile up many more yards tonight. Matt, what are you expecting?
Well, it is nice to see Junebug and OJ back. Full strength between the 2 of them, so you got that 2-headed running back combination back. But I'm going to say this: these are 2 communities that are very close. A lot of these kids know one another, so this is a heated rivalry. It really, truly is, even though it looks like, it'd be great to see some more Greenville fans out here, but we'll see if the crowd doesn't grow. But these kids know each other, so we're going to see some hard-mouth football tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, you were telling me one of the kids on the Royse City roster was actually a freshman on the freshman team in Greenville.
Yeah, he sure is. His name is Keytron Smith. So Keytron was a running back and a wide receiver for that freshman group. And again, that was a very talented freshman group, our current seniors. So he was a kid that contributed on that team. So we'll have to see what he can do tonight for Royse City.
Well, we'll look forward to calling his name tonight. Well, it should be an interesting as this I-30 rivalry continues. Matt and I'll be back in 2 minutes to call it for you. Back here at Royse City ISD Stadium, they just had a moment of silence for a crossing guard here at Royse City, one of the elementary schools, who was killed manning her position earlier in the week. Nice touch and a really sad thing, man.
Yes, sir, and it's a tragic death, but a great way to honor her memory on a very exciting night, a homecoming night for Royse City, and a night where they're honoring the class of 1961 here. So, very exciting.
Yeah, I was telling Matt earlier, kind of dating myself. That was my class of 61 out of high school, so you guys get an idea. By the way, Chris took a photo of the three of us before the game, so you folks that are watching the broadcast this coming week will get to see what the voices look like. Probably won't be real impressed, but okay, all right, so you mentioned Atagus Johnson and Hugh Pitts, the two running backs. You've coached these guys, so you know how good they can be.
They sure can, and again, they both complement each other so well. Coach Dukes even described them as thunder and lightning. And so when the pair are really, they're healthy, and when they're given that opportunity, when that offensive line is really well prepared, as I feel like Coach Smith has them, they have the opportunity to be really, really good. OJ is kind of that real agile kid that can change direction and really, reach top speed fast. He can stop and go. Whereas Hugh Pitts, Junebug, he's a kid that's just, he's hard. He just runs the ball hard and will not wait to run you over. So again, two that really complement each other well, and it's interesting to see. We're gonna have to see how well that offensive line blocks in an odd three-man front tonight out of Royse City.
Yeah. And we will see a two-back offense at times tonight for Greenville. So Pitts and Johnson both will represent a significant threat to Royse City, which, according to Coach Duke, is a team which kind of encourages the run.
Absolutely. I mean, just based on the number of defenders they put in the box with that fancy, really kind of a unique defensive look. They play a three-man front and they play a three-high safety. So it's an interesting concept where your free safety and what's a jack linebacker, or a jack they call it in that defense, can run down and add another man to the box late. They can also add another man into coverage and really play what looks like a kind of an old-fashioned Tampa 2 type coverage. So there's a lot of different looks you can do defensively with that. But what was really interesting is the Lions offensive coach said, hey, it's hard to play the inside zone when you're 8 yards deep with that free safety. So it'll be interesting. We'll just have to wait and see. And again, I love to hear the confidence out of the Greenville coaching staff. And I imagine it's contagious and the kids feel that confidence too. So let's hope we have a big night tonight with that offense and bounce back from last week.
Yeah, you look at the records, and on paper you would think Royse City is clearly the dominant team, but these teams in the past have played very close games against one another, and I would anticipate we're going to have the same thing tonight.
Yeah, two very athletic teams too. So not only will this be a hard-fought game and a physical game because of that rivalry, it's going to be a fast game too.
Well, 195 yards of total offense last week. I mean, the Lions really struggled offensively, and I don't know whether we're going to see a balanced attack tonight or not.
We'll have to see. I mean, again, we saw some adjustments that were made at halftime of last week. The Lions came out and had a really good, strong first drive. I mean, they picked up 2 first downs quick, and it was all about getting the ball out in space to their athletes. Again, at some point, yes, you can rely on that offensive line and what they can do for you up front. But at some point, you got to get the ball outside the tackle box and see what kids can do. So we'll have to see. I mean, if we have a good little variety out of what coach is calling from the box tonight, and we'll see what the kids can do. It's all about execution.
Well, quarterback Joe Golly's favorite target seems to be Zy Tyson.
Absolutely.
And Tyson's a pretty good-sized kid. I would guess maybe like 6'2".
Yes, sir.
85 pounds.
Mm-hmm. So and again, Zy is kind of a kid like kind of what Champ Dozier gives Royse City. He's going to line up in a variety of different ways. We've seen him in that 2-back set where he can carry the ball for you. So that's where that size serves him well. But he's also a kid where the defense has always got to figure out where he's at. So that little extra wrinkle of having a defense having to line up late to a kid like Zy Tyson, who can get vertical and can go up and catch a ball because he's big and he's tall. You got to be you got to be aware of where he is at all times.
On the defensive side for tonight, unfortunately, the Lions are going to be missing Jaden Champion, who plays like a nose guard position, and he really can block up the middle. He is sick tonight, so we won't see number 74. On the good side, Kadarius Johnson, KD, who wears number 8, should be back. He's been limited in practice, but Coach Duke is hoping he'll be able to go, and he's a significant addition to that defense.
Yeah, he adds a little extra size at that corner position than what Micah Simpson can give you, but I'll say this, Micah Simpson played a heck of a game. Really, really a hard-fought game at the corner position with a very tall wide receiver that really had him by maybe 6 inches, and he was able to hang with him and make some plays that were very important to the Lion defense.
We misidentified Dyshawn Grigsby last week. Dyshawn changed his number from 60 to 33 because he's going to play a little bit of tight end on offense at times in what Coach described as a double tight formation.
Hey, that 33 is a little bit more of an athletic number, right? I bet he was excited to put that on, but it might have been maybe 2 sizes smaller. So we'll see. Maybe he shed a few pounds in the program tonight. But I know, I bet Dyshawn's very excited. I bet you they might have a pass mixed in there with Dyshawn. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I think he's leading the group out.
Good deal.
He's an all-district performer both of the last 2 years, and more than likely will repeat again this year. He's just a really good defensive player and one of the bigger players on the Greenville team. Mm-hmm. So I think we saw the 2 coaches at midfield, and it looked like they were flipping the coin. So maybe because of homecoming and the festivities and the possibility of running a little bit late, let's see if we have the captains meet at midfield or whether we just go with that flip by the coaches.
Yeah, it might just be a formality again too, and it a chance for us to show the fans here who's doing what, who won that toss, who's going to receive, who's going to kick.
Incidentally, for any Royse City fans who might be watching this week, Braden Tittle, offensive tackle, was elected king of the homecoming court. So congratulations to Braden. He's a little guy, only 6'2", 285.
You got to love seeing the guys in the pads win it, though. Isn't that great?
That is nice. They don't get a whole lot of recognition.
Uh-huh.
Well, we'll take about 30 seconds, and Matt and I'll be back, and we'll see if we're going to have a flip of the coin, and we may have the national anthem coming up right now. Well, unfortunately, because we're in an enclosed booth, we were not able to hear what appears to be an a cappella group from the Royse City High School. And I'll tell you what, Matt, if they were anywhere near as good as the Encore group, which performed the national anthem before the Cotton Patch Challenge on Saturday, what a beautiful rendition of the national anthem it was on Saturday. So it looked like probably about the same thing. So Congratulations to those kids. Mm-hmm. And we do have at least a ceremonial meeting of the captains at midfield. Try to get the numbers for you.
Yeah, we got, it looks like Atagus Johnson is out there for Greenville. We've got number 77, Travis Bowers is out there, and number 73, Connor Martin, and I can't make out that last one. Number 4, that's Zy Tyson out there too. And for Royse City, tonight's captains, you got them? Go ahead.
I got Hayden Hayes, big defensive end, 6'1", 235 senior. Number 31, Christian Perry is an outside linebacker and the leading tackler for Royse City. Number 25 is Hayden Adams, he's a defensive back. And then number 1, of course, is Champ Petty Dozier. It looks like they're indeed flipping the coin, so I don't know what the guys were doing. The coaches were doing at the beginning of the game, but
it looks like we have a guest coin flipper maybe, so who knows? Maybe they've already actually truly determined who that is, and they just wanted to extend the invitation to the guest to flip the coin, but maybe all that's already been decided.
You know, last week the guys from Ennis asked me if we knew who the officials were. And we never get notified as to who the officiating crew is. So it'd be nice to be able to give these guys credit before the game begins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know all these guys work out of local chapters, and they kind of know one another. So it's nice to announce those guys and see if somebody, these coaches sometimes get close with those, those referees because they're used to seeing so many games together and calling games together. So yeah.
Well, once again, and I think this has held true every game this year, Greenville won the toss and deferred, so they'll be kicking from the north end zone to the Bulldogs to start the game.
Yeah.
Can't be anything superstitious about that.
No, I'll say this. I mean, we've done a good job with the coin toss now. Let's just put the other pieces together, right? But we should go ahead and mention, too, we've got the video scoreboard down here, too, on the north side of the Royse City facility here, which is a beautiful facility. We were talking about it, just this box. I mean, this glass is so soundproof. It's hard to hear anything and easy for us and good for our listeners here at home. But, yeah, we'll be able to maybe get some replays on the video board tonight.
Instant replay. Nothing like it.
At the high school level.
At the high school level.
You gotta love it.
Royse City dressed all in black tonight with white numerals and black helmets. The Lions are all white with red piping and red helmets.
Brand new
uniforms, according to Matt. Archer O'Neill ready to tee it up. And the kickoff is up and in the air, coming down at the 25-yard line, taken there, up to the 30, bounces off a tackler, past the 40, finally brought down at about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like that's Hayden Tanksley that catches that pooch kick right there. Hayden, a 5'10", 165 sophomore, bounces off the first tackler. So we'll have to see if we continue to kick it to Hayden throughout the evening.
I have several sophomores listed on this roster, and Coach Duke told me they like to play a lot of players. So
yeah, surprising to see so many sophomores on a roster that's as big as Royse City is. I mean, talked about a 2,100 enrollment, so a school that may potentially be growing either the Division I, 5A level, or even 6A.
Okay, handoff to Petty Dozier from Spring, and he's around at midfield. He goes out of bounds, pretty close to the sticks.
Yeah, right out of the gate, we got a two-back set there with receivers out wide here to the boundary side. Again, just kind of student body left there, and Dozier's able to pick up, looks like 7.
Champ Petty Dozier, you told me earlier, was a transfer from Lancaster.
Yeah, he transferred as a freshman and then ended up starting as a sophomore. He was the newcomer player of the year and first team all-district offensive
Set up
player.
in the slot right now. Handoff this time by Spring.
Yeah.
And the receiver looked like he lost his footing. I think the turf monster got him.
I'm glad you mentioned where he's lined up there as a slot. We're going to see Champ Dozier in a lot of different looks. He's a kid that will line up as a receiver in the backfield, so there's a reason why he's your lead rusher and your number 2 receiver on the team.
Sam Mitchin was the running back on that last play. High snap, handled by Kenny Spring, and Dozier is loose. He's at the 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Royse City.
And just like that, again, here we go. got to slow down. Got to slow down that man right there. That's going to be the task of the night. And again, you have to give credit to the Royse City offensive line there. We saw a two-back set with an H-back. H-back actually went opposite of where the ball went, so it was a little bit of a misdirection play. And then Dozier finds a hole and takes it to the house.
Reminiscent of a long run by the Ennis running back last week. All right, so Mitchell Stokes in to attempt the kick. It's a good hold. Kick is up. And the late signal is good. So Royse City with an early 7-0 lead over Greenville on just over about a 50-yard run.
Yeah, it's important to mention that kicker for Royse City tonight. Royse City really does have a history. At least when I was coaching, there were critical moments where they're quick to put an onside kick on. I know they recovered an important onside kick actually late in the game against Corsicana last week, and actually scored 2 additional touchdowns within a 9-second span.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, I hope the guys up front are ready for that. I'm sure Coach Duke's crew scouted that pretty good.
That front four that we have on kickoff return, what they like to do is if they have a kicker that is precise enough, I'm not kidding you, they will drill a ball right off the helmet of the receiving team, those front four, and they're quick to get on it. It actually happened to us in a critical moment with the team 4 years ago actually now.
Well, we'll see what Stokes does. He's standing at his own 38-yard line ready to tee it up at the 40. Deep for the Lions, probably Johnson and Simpson, if I can read the numbers, which I can't, but that's generally the 2 guys at the back. It looks like a pop-over kick. Going to be taking it to 24. Receiver's got some room. He's at the 40, 50. Pushed out of bounds inside Royse City territory.
Yeah, great return by David Waller there, number 12. So the running back and defensive back there, the junior. And he's a kid that's, he's had some opportunities to return the ball this year as teams have pooched to him. So maybe they'll learn their lesson eventually. That's a great return, though. Good setup for the Lion offense.
The good thing about what Waller did is he didn't mince any words. He just took it straight down the field and got some pretty good interference. All right, Joe Golly, quarterback, with 2 backs on either side. Ball at the 49, handoff to Pitts. Pitts has lots of room on the left side. He's got a first down and more. Pushed out of bounds inside the Royse City 30-yard line.
Yeah, great to see both offenses here coming out with 2 backs. And again, just like we talked pregame, you got both those talented running backs that complement one another. So it's important to see who's going to get it first. So a great first run right there by Junebug.
Went off left tackle Andrew Ibarra and Luis Venegas with great yardage. First down at the 30. Once again, it's Pitts. Pitts got room again, and then he's bounced down hard at about the 27.
Yeah, it looked like that play was maybe made by number 56, who I believe is your, who's that? That's your nose tackle. That's Kieran Funsavath.
Kieran P.
Kieran P, yeah.
Kieran P.
But a great play, for a nose tackle to be able to make that play.
All right, Simpson and is part of the trips right. Golly takes the snap. Again, it's Pitts. Pitts has got some room once again. Hit hard, but bounces, and he is close to moving the chains.
Yeah, there's an opportunity to see that inside zone with a little bit of a trips look over here. It's important to notice the RPO that can be thrown off of that. So as we get more and more comfortable and we draw that extra man in the box, let's look to see if we don't throw that slant that is part of that RPO look.
And it is another Greenville first down. Ball spotted right at the 20-yard line. Golly and Johnson this time in the backfield together. 2 receivers either side. Tyson in motion. Hand off to OJ. OJ's got some room around the right side. And he's down close to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great job. Zy Tyson goes in motion right there, blocks inside out, and actually creates the cut for OJ there to get upfield and pick up a quick gain of what looked like 10 yards.
Is that what they used to call a crackback block? But
not a crackback. He's more inside out, so not really a crack to where you'd be blocking outside in.
Third first down for Greenville. Ball at the 10. Johnson again. This time he is stuffed. Royse City's defensive line decided that they'd had enough.
Late whistle there too. Just a little bit of they let that play kind of play out as OJ got forward progress there. So really just a loss of 1 there.
Interesting that we've got a lighted yard marker.
It helps us out a lot.
Yeah, that's
we'll
pretty
take
good.
it. I think that should be standard.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. All right, so this will bring up 2nd and 11 as the offense hopefully is not stalled here. Golly to Pitts. Pitts, lots of room again off left tackle, breaks a tackle, and he's in the end zone for a Greenville touchdown. Hugh Pitts.
How about James Robles right there? That's just running power right there. James Robles is able to pull and lead the way for Hugh Pitts to score that touchdown. Great
Really,
first
really
try.
nice execution by the Greenville offense, and they respond quickly.
With a long sustained drive too, Bob. So you got to love that. Again, this might be a battle of possession time too. You know, whose defense can stay off the field.
Okay, Evan Bennett will hold for O'Neal. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up, and it's good. Archer O'Neal has been just about perfect this whole entire season, and his leg just continues to get stronger and stronger.
Yep, just a matter of, again, as long as we get that consistent snap and a good hold, you know, sets itself up for Archer. He has had a great season so far.
Yeah, you know, and the one thing I couldn't understand was last week we had an opportunity to put some points on the board, and something went awry between Evan Bennett's hold and O'Neal's kick because he didn't hit it the way he's supposed to hit it.
Right.
And just never got to the goalpost.
Yeah, didn't have the mustard on it.
7-7 here at Royse City ISD Stadium with 8:57 remaining here in the first quarter of a really, really interesting game thus far.
This is an exciting night, though. I'll say this is kind of like our first fall night, true fall night of football. You got a homecoming game. It's cool out. The kids are excited playing against one another, so it's almost kind of feels like an opening night again.
You probably figure it was about 80 degrees or maybe in the 70s for
Oh
kickoff.
yeah, absolutely. And I bet it'll get down in the 60s. You know, come here about halftime in the third quarter.
And the aforementioned Katron Smith is back deep, but this is a popover kick. It's fumbled at the 30. Let's see who comes up with that one. The Greenville coaches are pointing like maybe they recovered the fumble.
We got a signal by a referee on one knee there. He's signaling to the Royse City side there. Coach Duke kind of in shock over there. He was hopping up and down more than the players, pointing in our direction.
I thought that was Smith back there, but that might have been number 7. Number 7 looks like number 1, but if that's Jonah Roberson, who was on that far side, whoever it was just didn't handle the kick very well, and Royse City was fortunate to recover that one.
Yeah, it looked like it. I guess that ball, again, we're going to continue to pooch to that side, and we're going to challenge those guys to catch that ball clean.
All right, so Roberson's in the slot. 2-back offense. Spring takes a handoff. It's Mitchum, and Mitchum goes forward for about 6 yards.
So same look that we actually saw in the opening play, on the previous drive for Royse City, but we run away from the Twins side down here.
Trying to get the number of these receivers for you here on the outside. Looks like we've got Ja'Cory Williams and Roberson split here to the left. Same formation, this time a handoff to Dozier. He's got the end, he's got the corner. Nice job of forcing him out of bounds by Isaiah Lowe.
Yeah, it's a good job by the line defense right there just to stretch that play out. It looked like he had the corner. He really had the speed to win the corner, but Isaiah Lowe able to continue to extend that play to the sideline.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage, Royse City, 3rd and 1. Ball spotted at the Royse City 45-yard line with 8:20 remaining here in the first quarter. Clock is stopped when Dozier went out of bounds. Junior Kenny Spring at the helm. Once again, hands off to Dozier. Not nearly as much room, but I think he got enough for the first down.
Yeah, just enough to get that first down. A line defender there, I just missed that number. It may have been, it looks like that 44. That's going to be, looks like David Ortega. David Ortega got right there, ready to make that play and kind of dropped down to one knee. Had the help of Greg Just there as well.
I think Caleb Leha might have had a hand in that one too, but much better defense that time. Still a first down for Royse City, however. Hand off to Mitchum. Mitchum going around the right side. pursued behind the line of scrimmage and brought down for a loss.
That's Micah Simpson just laying the boom right there. It's a great job. He came up and actually picked that ball carrier up and spilled him on his back.
Form tackle.
Yes, sir.
You talked about Simpson's game last week. He really was outstanding playing against a guy who was quite a bit taller than him and a really talented receiver.
And Micah's a kid that's going to continue to mature too, and it's important to notice that. I mean, he's a junior, so.
Just a junior.
Yep.
All right, 2nd and 11 for Royse City. Bulldogs spread things out a little bit this time with 2 receivers to either side. Spring fakes a handoff, throws right, he's got his man, and the man breaks a tackle. That might be Dozier. No, it's Roberson, I think.
Quite the tackle to break there too. He breaks the tackle of Jalen Maps out there. So you talk about a kid with a lot of size. Jalen's a big kid.
I'm going to have a lot of trouble with number 7 and number 1 tonight. That 7 just looks a lot like a 1.
Narrow, very narrow numbers out of Royse City.
3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs. Handoff, no. This time Spring keeps it, and he's brought down for a loss.
It's a great play. I think that's Jackson Cathy that makes that play. Tackle for a loss.
Oh, that is huge.
We talked about Jackson playing closer to the line of scrimmage. He triggers right there and is able to make the play in the backfield.
That's a loss of about 5, so this is a 4th and 5, and Coach Petroff has decided he's going to kick it away. Ball's now spotted at the Greenville 48, so nice job by the Greenville defense to hold after an initial 1st down.
Yeah, now we got to carry that same momentum as an offense, but again, it's very important right here that we get a clean return out of Micah Simpson.
Mitchell Stokes standing at his own 38-yard line. Simpson waiting for the kick down at the 10. Stokes gets it up. It's going to bounce. It rolls Royse City's way, and it's going to be down inside the 10-yard line. So not good field position to start for the Lions.
Took a really favorable Royse City second hop there and just scooted on down. So too bad you can't run up and try to make a fair catch there, but again, better than turning the ball over.
Yeah, Greenville seems to, they're not afraid to catch the punts this year. I'm proud of them for that, but that time Simpson just kind of stayed away from it.
Really we have a very talented group of returners too. We have to say. I mean, we've set ourselves up both on kickoff return and on punts for good field position.
Yeah, Simpson is definitely a quality player. He's a really good athlete. We'll look forward to seeing him this year and next. All right, 1st down and 10. Looks like a blitz situation. Yep. And indeed, Johnson is hammered by the blitzing linebacker.
Yep.
I think that was the leading tackler, Perry, on him.
Yeah, and we got a chance to see what that free safety can do when he rolls down late like that, and they actually send that blitz. So those guys are able to trade positions there late. He fills into the box and is able to send a blitz from the really a secondary position, even though he's only 8 yards deep.
That's a tough one on 1st down as the Lions lose 3, so 2nd and 13 at the 5-yard line. Golly hands this time to Johnson. Johnson has a little bit of room this time, and he gets that back out to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we talked kind of pregame about what we thought the secondary would do, what they did against Corsicana, and what they did against Willie Whitehouse in previous weeks. And we're starting to see that there's not a lot of respect right now for the Lion passing game. You're seeing a true, really a cover 1 look. You're seeing a man across out of your corners and on your inside receivers, and then they're leaving that free safety deep. And so when he comes flying down like that, they really go to a cover 0. So they're playing true man-to-man.
Well, I'm not sure Coach wants to try a pass this deep in his territory, but it's 3rd and 9. Golly takes it. He fakes a handoff, so he is going to throw. And his pass is low, intended for Pitts.
Yeah, good coverage there out of the Royse City secondary, an athletic group. So when we get those throws on a run, that puts a little bit more pressure on Joe Golly to make a good throw. He checked underneath there to Pitts. Again, this is a ball that was down in his shoelaces, so hard to catch on the run for Pitts.
Okay, so Andrew Ibarra in punt formation, standing in his own end zone. 4:26 remaining here in the 1st quarter, 7-7 game. Hunter Waters with the snap. It's a good one. Ibarra gets off a good kick. Ball's going to come down at about the 45-yard line, and Greenville gets a little bit of a roll. Not as much help as Stokes got a minute ago, but it'll be spotted probably at the 48-yard line of Greenville. So a good punt by Ibarra. Now the defense has got to get back to work.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have Eric Spring back to return punts for Royse City tonight, too. Again, another junior who's a defensive back and a wide receiver, 5'10", 175. So a kid that plays both sides of the ball and probably a good athlete back there, too.
Think he's related to Kenny, I wonder.
Could be. I mean, it looks like we have a few common last names here. So, again, we might have some brother combinations here.
All right, Sam Mitchin lined up with Kenny Spring in the backfield. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Hand off to Mitchum. Mitchum's got room up the middle. Lions get him for about a 5-yard pickup. Leha in on one of the Greenville tacklers.
Yeah, Leha assisted by Ortega there. It's on contact. Leha's got to run those feet and keep driving until he can bring that ball carrier to the ground. You just can't stop on contact. So, Mitchum wins that battle right there upon contact.
Looks like Connor Martin, number 73, is starting in place of Jaden Champion. Second, we'll call it a long 5 for Royse City. Hand off once again to Mitchum. Mitchum picks up short yardage, goes down in the hands of Greg Just.
Good play by Greg Just there. He shuffles down the line of scrimmage to prevent a cutback out of Mitchum and makes a play by grabbing the lower half of his body.
They only give Mitchum about 1.5 yards, so we'll call it 3rd and long 3.
Yeah. Got Champ Dozier lining up at receiver next to Roberson up top.
That's a watch for a pass to one of those 2 guys. Spring fakes it. He does look that way, but the pass is incomplete, intended for Dozier, I believe.
Surprising call right there by Royse City. I mean, they run the ball consistently. You got 2 threats in there in Mitchum and Dozier, and they decide to go ahead and play action and try to throw a slant to Dozier inside. But good defense by Jackson Cathy there.
So we'll see if Royse City decides to go for it on 4th and 3. Ball is spotted at the Greenville 41-yard line, and indeed with the 2-back offense, they're going to go for it. Fake to Mitchum.
Good defense, stay in coverage.
Spring was looking for somebody, and he finds his man behind the defensive, and it's a touchdown for Royse City.
Yeah, it looked like that was, Nick Weaver that caught that ball, number 20. I tell you what, Bob, it's really interesting that, Royse City goes for that on what was 4th and 4. I was, watching some NFL ball, and they've talked about there have been more 4th down attempts this season in these first few weeks than there have been in years past, and that's because of all the analytics that are going on. We're starting to see all this analysis of success rate on that, and it's interesting to see that it's made its way down to a high school football as well.
Another long play results in a touchdown, and Stokes' kick is up and good. So that was, a 41-yard pass from Spring to, I think it was Weaver.
Looked like it was Weaver there, but what a throw, too. He kind of just dropped that ball in to Weaver, and Weaver is a kid who's, he's actually caught, coming into tonight, he's caught 2 balls for 61 yards, so that might be a common play for them, is to kind of sneak him into the secondary and drop a ball in there.
Weaver is only a sophomore, too, so he's
Yeah.
another one of the young kids out there getting lots of playing time. When Spring threw that ball initially, I thought he was looking for Dozier, and had he been looking for Dozier, it would have been way overthrown, and I was about ready to call an incomplete pass when I saw it was caught by Weaver.
It was really good coverage, too, because Spring had to kind of create a little bit of extra time, and it looked like in that amount of time that he created, Weaver's able just to kind of still sneak there, and what a precise ball that Spring throws. And again, that's that dual threat that he brings. He's a kid that gets outside, after creating. He could run, he could throw, and it's hard on 4th down right there to defend that.
So it looks like we're in for another high-scoring affair tonight. 14-7, Royse City leads at 2:54 remaining here in the first quarter. Mitchell Stokes with the kick. Once again, it's a relatively short kick. Taken by Johnson. Johnson trying to go left, and he is swarmed by a bunch of black-shirted guys.
Yeah, we kind of lose some of what Johnson brings us there. When Johnson truly is at his best in returning the ball, he makes one move and he really goes. So again, kind of runs in the negative direction there to try to get outside, and we end up losing 2-3 yards.
Better field position for this start of this series, however. That field position really hurt the Lions, and
It
then
sure
that
did.
first down loss was just too much to overcome. Hopefully we get a better start on first down here. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line in Greenville. Joe Golly takes a snap. Again, the Royse City defensive line steps up, and they get Hugh right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, almost looked like we had a guard tackle pull there, so maybe a GT counter there, and looks like again they're just able that defensive front able to find gaps to get through and make that play.
They're spotting the ball at the 22, so that's a loss of 1. Second down and 11 for the Lions. 2 receivers either side. Simpson in the slot one side. Tyson slided on the right side. Simpson in motion. Golly's looking downfield. He's got Tyson, and Tyson tries to break the tackle, but he's brought down at about the 28.
Yeah, good to see that. Good to see the passing offense get some confidence in a short, high percentage throw. That is a bread and butter play for the Lions offense. Is that motion to stick right there? So he throws a stick route on the inside there at 6 yards. Again, gives you a manageable third down.
Yeah, we need one just like that because it's 3rd and 5 right now. 1:40 in the clock running.
Let's look for a sprint out to the left here.
Golly goes left. Good call, Matt. The ball is tipped and incomplete. I think that was Hayes. Hayden
Yeah,
Hayes.
88, Hayden
got a hand
Hayes.
on that.
Again, tall, lanky kid that can play tight end also. He gets a hand up there and really disrupts that play.
So the Lions forced to punt once again. We need to get some sustained drives because if we turn the ball over on downs to Royse City too many times, might find ourselves further behind.
Yeah, this might. Go ahead.
Andrew Ibarra in punt formation. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, no, this might be the time for Greenville to go ahead and really start opening up that pass game. They're going to challenge us as they take away the run.
Good long kick by
Good bounce.
Ibarra. Gets a good roll as well. He's going to come down and be downed at the 31-yard line. That's David Waller down there to touch it down. Nice kick by Ibarra. He's really got a pretty strong leg.
Yeah, he does. He really punted the ball well against Ennis, and that's a great way for us to pin Royse City down there inside their own 30. And drive starting here from the 26 maybe?
We'll call it the set 27.
27, yep.
You know, I'm a guy, I'm kind of a perfectionist. I mean, boss, it's
Oh, yeah.
actually between the two.
I'll give you that one.
We'll give you credit. All right, the offense has just got to do a little bit better job so to keep the defense off the field for the Lions. 2-back offense. Spring hands off to Dozier.
Good job.
Dozier doesn't have a whole lot of room, maybe up to the 30.
Yeah, again, really a cover zero look right there. So true man-to-man. Luna rolls down, adds another man to that box as we continue to defend the run on first down there. So some consistent runs on early downs for the Bulldogs.
They give him a 2 yards, so the ball spotted at the 29 of Royse City. 2nd and 8. 50 seconds remaining here in the first quarter at Royse City ISD Stadium. Kenny Spring, junior quarterback for the Bulldogs, takes a high snap, hands to Mitchum.
Good play.
Mitchum is hit by Just and is not going to have a first down.
Yeah, just able to make the initial contact there, and Jackson Cathy able to bring him to the ground. So good combination tackle there by the Lion defense.
The defense has really put Royse City into some difficult down and distance situations. Again, 3rd and 4. They're not giving them anything easy.
Let's see what we get out of Royse City here again. On the last time we saw about a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. We saw them try to throw the ball, and again, we had 2 stout defensive plays by the Lion defense. Let's again, your eyes should look for Champ Dozier, and he's lined up out here. But looks like we got a quarter.
Yeah, that's the end of the quarter with Royse City leading Greenville's Lions 14-7. We'll take a short break and be back for the start of the second quarter. All right, Greenville defense needing a stop here to get the ball back to the offense. Once again, here at the start of the second quarter, Royse City has a 3rd and 4. And the ball is spotted at their own 33-yard line. Very interesting game thus far. 2 long touchdown plays, one a run, one a pass by Royse City, and a sustained drive for a touchdown by Greenville's Lions.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna come down to critical downs here is what's gonna truly determine this game based on what we learned in the first quarter. 3rd downs and 4th downs, and converting and stopping as a defense.
Kenny Spring looking downfield. Now he's gonna run it. And Dyshawn Grigsby's got a hold of him, and he's gonna bring him down, and it will be a 4th down and punting situation.
That is a huge play by Dyshawn Grigsby. He's able to come off a block there and again slow down Spring, who's that dual threat guy. You know, he pulls that ball, immediately thinks run. Grigsby comes off, bear hugs him and brings him down.
Yeah, that's the old quarterback draw. I used to love that play. Actually, I like the quarterback sneak better. Especially when we're down at the 1-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd get that easy touchdown. Okay. Stokes in punt formation for Royse City. It's a good snap. Stokes' kick is up. A little bit off to the side. Not quite as good as last time, and hits a Royse City defender at the 30-yard line. So that's a break for the Lions. That might have bounded a few more yards.
Yeah, let's see what Coach Alexander's going to come out here offensively to see what type of play calling we're going to see. Again, I think Royse City has made an adjustment to the run. I think we're going to challenge the pass here. So let's see what Joe Golly can do. The senior quarterback, kid that's got a strong arm. We got some weapons outside, so got to take advantage of that.
Doesn't look like there's much wind either way, so pretty good night to throw the football. So let's see what looks like. Micah Simpson's in there, quarterback. So we'll let you know if Golly is okay. Simpson's going to keep it. He's got some room. He's at the 35, the 40, and I thought he was going to break it, Matt.
I tell you what, that's what Simpson really can do. Every time he's touched the ball this year when he's lined up at quarterback, we've kind of got that excitement. He's found some space, so he does add that extra piece. But let's see. This is the first time we've seen him get consecutive plays this season. I see Golly right there next to Coach. He's still in Coach Duke's ear a little bit, so maybe we're seeing
Derek Bradley saved a touchdown there.
Yeah, maybe we're seeing a new approach here.
1st down, Greenville. Simpson once again keeps it, makes a move. He's loose, and he's brought down just inside the Royse City 45. Micah Simpson generating some offense.
Is he electric or what? He got outside there too, and even made that defense just stall for that second because it's like he looked out wide to that wide receiver and then immediately cut back and ran to the opposite side of the field.
Well, when you've got the threats of OJ and Junebug, what they did in that first drive, anytime you fake the ball to them and keep it, you got a pretty good chance of finding some openings.
Yeah. Now let's see OJ get back involved right here. Let's look for an inside zone, put a little pressure. If Simpson pulls, he's got the RPO out wide.
Another 1st down for the Lions, 41-yard line, and OJ is not able to get any room.
So surprising there, normally we get a bubble and a slant onto the outside receiver up there. It looked like we were going to block right there. So I really think a slant might have been the way to go there. If that ball was pulled, I think a slant might have came open in the middle of the field. So let's continue to see, again, as that safety creeps up, that middle of that field is going to be wide open.
Okay, 2nd and 10 for the Lions. Pitts replaces Johnson in the backfield with Simpson. Three receivers to the right. Let's see if Simpson might air this one out. Now he's going to keep it. He's got some room once again. He's down close to 1st down yardage and pulls way past the 30-yard line. Ball comes loose, but I think it was after he hit the ground.
I think he was down. Pitt's able to come downhill right there again, set that edge. Simpson runs right underneath him right there. So that's that. Again, you add another ball carrier to the backfield when you put Micah Simpson in the game at quarterback.
Well, he's generated 3 quick 1st downs for Greenville on 3 runs. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Ball spotted at the 27-yard line of Royse City. 9:11 remaining here in the second quarter. Simpson once again hands this time to Pitts. Pitts trying to get around the left side. Boy, he was hit hard. Somebody was hanging on to him, and number 8, Tatum Woods, just laid the wood to him.
Yeah, and it looks like we got Pitts who's down right now. He got up kind of gimpy, and then he rolled back over, and I think we got training staff of both teams come out here to check on him as he kind of reels in pain.
Not a lower leg injury because he's had some problems, but he was hit hard by Woods.
Yeah, he was. But he did pop back up. I mean, if there's any sign of optimism there, he got up on his own power initially, and then he had to kind of lay back down. But maybe that pain's finally starting to set in. You hate to see that.
Well, he's a key cog in the Greenville offense, so let's hope he's not hurt seriously. We'll take a short injury break and be right back with you. All right, Hugh Pitt's being helped off the field. Looks like a lower leg injury, possibly Matt's guessing an ankle injury.
Yeah, that's a hard injury to a high ankle sprain. It looked like Coach Duke was even able in there to kind of identify where it was at. But let's wish the best for Junebug there to bounce back.
Well, the closer he walks to the sideline, the better he's walking. So we'll take that as a positive sign. So Atagus Johnson replaces Pitts in the backfield. It's 2nd and 10. Junior Micah Simpson at the controls. He's going right. He pitches to Johnson. Johnson's got some room, and he's down at the 15-yard line for another Greenville first down.
We're getting to see some true classic, Darren Duke, Brett Alexander type of offense right now. I mean, these guys love a running quarterback. They had that type of guy at Dallas Conrad when they coached together. So Micah Simpson bringing that traditional, just hard-nosed, that dual threat type of quarterback. Let's see if he, again, as we creep that defense up, he might be able to drop a ball over the top.
As good as Brandon Stevens was for last year's Lions, I believe Simpson is faster than Stevens.
I think he is. He may be the fastest guy on the ball team.
Okay, it's another first down for Greenville. Ball at the 15-yard line. Micah Simpson takes the snap, hands to OJ. OJ's got some room. Oof. Wow, boy, another good tackle by that Royse City secondary after a nice pickup by Atagus Johnson.
Yeah, I think that was Derek Bradley came up and made that play, and just, again, a great form tackle and just absolutely stonewalls Micah Simpson. But a good run by Micah Simpson again.
This is some of the best tackling we've seen all year. Man, I can't remember guys being tackled so well. 2nd and 3 for the Lions. Simpson on a keeper, trying to get around the right side. He's close to first down yardage before he's knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, that shows you some of that athletic ability. You sit there and he's patient. He's very, very patient. He's looking for his hole that was created by the offensive line, but then he has to bounce because it gets a little bit late. But look at the speed to be able to get around and pick up a first down.
Ball spotted right at the 5-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal for Greenville's Lions. 7:19 and the clock running here in the second quarter. Micah Simpson has injected some excitement and some spark into this Greenville offense.
Let's look for play action right here.
H-back formation.
Timeout.
Lions didn't like the call, so Coach Duke throws up the stop signal. And here we are with 7 minutes and a second in a really, really interesting game thus far. Bulldogs of Royse City lead 14-7 over Greenville's Lions. I'm sure glad I don't have to say 0 again.
Right.
I didn't like doing that last week.
No, just puts a bad taste in your mouth every time you say it. But no, I think we've got a real competitive ball game right here through a quarter and a half.
There's no question about it. Greenville's defense has really played very well, and now we got the offense moving the ball again after that initial drive where they just marched down the field with the running game.
Yeah, you mentioned both teams really tackling better this game. I think now we're getting to that point where we're in the second week of district where teams should be pretty strong at tackling. I mean, now that we're 5 weeks into the season, really those guys start 2 weeks earlier. So we are getting to that point where your best tacklers are on the field.
I'm looking at the far side of the field at the training staff working with Hugh Pitts. Hopefully they're able to successfully get him back going again. Okay, here we go, ready to go. Simpson takes a snap, coming around the left side, and he's in the end zone for a Greenville touchdown.
How about that? I was thinking even play action, but I think when you call a timeout there, I don't think we had the look we wanted. You go back over and, hey, you stick with what works. That's that kid that led that entire drive. He ran the ball each time for 5, nearly 10 on just about every carry. And then with him and OJ, what a combination you have in the backfield there.
And he went off left tackle just standing up. I mean, nobody got a hand on him. So looks like Evan Bennett is calling for some additional help. We got one blocking back who's not in there. Play clock's down to 12. Here comes our blocking back onto the field. I think he's got time to snap it. Hunter Waters with the snap. Evan Bennett gets it down. It's up.
Good kick.
O'Neill's kick is good. So we've got a 14-14 game, and I'll tell you what, extra points are going to be critical.
It sure will be. I mean, if it continues to be score for score like this, it's going to come down to critical moments in this ball game if we play a close game. And I'll say this. This is that Greenville team that we saw flashes of not only in the Ranchview game, the fast, the physical team we saw in 2 quarters of Ennis. Let's put a whole game together here now that we're in week 5, and we may see, an exciting rest of this ball game.
And Frisco Liberty put a big number on us, but we gave them the second half. I mean, It was a 27-14 game at half, and we were receiving the kickoff, and we just made a mistake right at the beginning and made one of 4 turnovers in that second half that made for a lopsided game when it really was much closer than the scoreboard indicated.
Yeah, those are the areas that just with repetition, again, good practice, you remove all those little mistakes, and then you can just rely, again, athleticism, execution is what really, truly wins you that game.
Archer O'Neill, a junior, handles all the placements for Greenville, and he'll take this kickoff. Once again, Roberson, and I'm not sure whether that's Dozier on the far side or not. Can you tell, Matt? Roberson's on the near side, standing at the 10. Once again, it's a short kick. Taken at the 26-yard line. The receiver's coming right. He's got some room. He's loose at the 50.
Take a play.
Down to the 45 before maybe O'Neill had to bring him down.
Archer makes that play. What is touchdown saving tackle by your kicker. That opposite receiver there on that far side looks like that's Keytron Smith, again, that former Greenville Lion.
Okay, so Smith was in there. Ball never got back to him, and really nice return by Royse City into Greenville territory. Ball's going to be spotted at the 42-yard line of Greenville. So O'Neill looked pretty good as a tackler, but hopefully we don't have to rely on him to make any more tackles tonight. We need to keep him healthy.
Yeah, hard to start another drive within the Lion, the Lion side of the field here. Let's see what the defense can do.
Yeah, this could be 4 down territory already for Coach Petros' Bulldogs. Mitchell gets the handoff, and he is stuffed after about a pickup of 2 yards.
I tell you what, Bob, even though we have these, a talented quarterback, we've got threats outside for the Bulldogs. The Lions are really challenging them to throw the ball. We've seen true man-to-man multiple times between the last drive and now, and it's really resulting in plays within 1-2 yards in the running game for the Bulldogs.
And I'm wondering if we got Kadarian Johnson in now replacing Simpson, since Simpson's getting so much time on offense. 2nd and 8 for Royse City. Spring looking downfield. He's throwing deep. Man is covered. And it is incomplete. Jackson Cathy was pretty close to the receiver, who I believe was Roberson.
That's great coverage. I mean, you're turning and running at full speed, and it's hard to be able to snap that ball, that head around and find where that ball is. So just a matter of being there in between the quarterback and the receiver there. That's the coverage you got to have. So great job. Yes, and we did mention that KD Johnson is in the game here. He's on the corner on our near side. Micah Simpson back in the game here, though, for an important 3rd down.
Okay, 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs. Ball at the 40-yard line of Greenville. Big play for the Greenville defense once again. Justin Jalen Mapp standing up as a defensive end, trying to get pressure on Spring. He throws deep. He's got a man open, and the pass is complete inside the 5-yard line to Ja'Cory Williams.
Yeah, Ja'Cory Williams just he runs looks like a post from the opposite side of the field there, and just manages to come all the way across, catch that ball, really to our near sideline. But man, it's good pressure by the Greenville defense. You just hope there's the sneak right there, just like what you like there.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage, and Kenny Spring takes it in on the quarterback sneak for a Royse City touchdown. So once again, we're victimized by the big play. That's about a 40-yard pass by Kenny Spring to Ja'Cory Williams.
Yeah. What I was saying, though, is really your defensive line does a good job getting pressure there. Greg Just was on that backside, and Spring's able to get rid of that ball just before Just makes contact. So it's just a matter of staying in coverage a little bit longer than what you're comfortable with as a secondary there.
Tatum Woods going to hold for Mitchell Stokes. Good snap. Woods gets it down. Kick is up. Looks like it's good.
Man.
So Royse City responds quickly. With 5:45 remaining here in the first half at Royse City, it's the Bulldogs 21, the Lions 14. We'll take a short break and catch our breath. Bring it back. You back live. All right, we're back live here at RC Stadium in Royse City. Ball is going to bounce at the 20. It's picked up by Johnson. John up to the 25-yard line and beyond before he's brought down by a host of Royse City tacklers.
All right, curious to see what we're going to see out of the Lions offense here. I will have to see what Royse City does. I mean, you got, again, both defenses are challenging the pass. Royse City makes a big play on 2 important downs. Again, a 3rd down and a 4th down the last 2 drives to big play the Lions into eventual scores.
Okay, Micah Simpson is going to stay in at quarterback for the Lions. He's got Latagus Johnson in the backfield with him.
Looks like a little bit more conservative look out of the Royse City secondary there. You've got that 3 high safety look.
1st and 10 for the Lions. Micah Simpson takes a snap, hands to OJ, who's got some room, and is breaking tackles and is up pretty close to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's what that 3 high safety look really does. I mean, again, as we get comfortable run that ball, that's going to get that guy to kind of creep down, but it's gonna require a good throw and catch by the Greenville passing offense.
Good push by Bowers and Robles on the front on the right side that time. 2nd and 3 for the Lions. Simpson again with Johnson. We'll try to get a report for you on the condition of Hugh Pitts. OJ is brought down short of the 1st down.
Yeah, it's a full zone right. Again, it's stick with what works right here. Very close to the 1st down marker. So imagine we'll see. Might see Johnson again
giving
here.
it to him. They're giving him the 1st down. I thought he was short, Matt.
I think our angle here is just kind of funny here with that glass, that reflection, but it looked like it was real close.
We're positioned right about the 35 or 40-yard line, so we're not at midfield, so we don't have the great view that we normally get from closer to midfield. 2-back offense in there. I suspect that's Zy Tyson, and he gets the handoff, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Wow. He's still going, and he's pushed out of bounds in Royse City territory.
Yeah, we talked pregame about Zy Tyson's ability to also run the ball. And as I say that, it's important we do note it does look like Junebug is on the training table right now, ice on his leg. Never good when you ice mid-game. That usually is a potential look of being done.
Okay, 1st and 10 for Greenville. Ball just inside midfield. Micah Simpson's going to keep it. Going around the right side, Woods has got him in his sights, but he breaks the tackle and is forced out of bounds. Maybe a pickup of 5.
Yeah, he fumbled that ball actually, and luckily that ball went straight out of bounds on the sideline there. So actually, really only a gain of 2 where the ball went out of bounds.
Okay. Matt's got his binoculars, so he's doing a whole lot better job.
I'm cheating, yeah.
Okay, 2nd and 8. Micah Simpson, ball security is going to be important. You can't afford a turnover in a game this tight. Lions at the 47-yard line of Royse City. Simpson now coming left, pitches to Johnson, and Johnson's got a short gain to the 45.
Yeah, interesting to see. I mean, just a traditional option there. It's just quarterback, running back option on the last 2 drives for the Lions. So again, you get 2 athletes out there in space, and it forces the defender to choose who they're going to play.
Almost looked like he passed that thing forward.
Almost, yeah, it really does.
All right, 3rd, we'll call it 5. Important 3rd down for Greenville as they need to convert to stay in touch with Royse City. Oh, the ball is snapped over Simpson's head, and he's got to fall on it way back inside the Greenville 40-yard line. So
yeah, that's so rare to see out of Portillo too. He's been so consistent all year. Good snap. Oh, you just hate to see that.
Well, Simpson was quick to get on. I thought maybe he was going to try to pick it up and make something out of it, but he did the smart thing. So unfortunate turn of events for Greenville, and that brings Ibarra in after a big loss. It's 4th and 24.
This is a critical possession here for Royse City.
First things first, you got to get the punt off, and Ibarra does so. Ball is bounding at the Royse City 30 and is rolling down close to the 20-yard line. Probably be spotted at the 21. So good job by Ibarra after a high snap.
Yeah, good bounce, able to reverse the field there. But again, this is really going to be a drive that's going to potentially be an early, decision for how this game might go.
There is a penalty on the play, according to the scoreboard. I didn't see the laundry on the field.
Yeah, down here, right around the line of scrimmage here.
Waiting for the call from the official. Of course, they face the home side, so that's where we are. Looks like an offside call against Royse City. They might have been trying to get to Ibarra. Looks like maybe offsetting penalties. So no harm, no foul.
Yeah, still a good punt right there by Ibarra.
He's a big guy. Of course, he's an offensive tackle, and he's got a very, very strong leg,
Yeah, he does.
as indicated earlier. So he's a good guy to have back there in punt formation.
Reminds me of a punter we had, Oscar Osorio. He was also a big defensive end, and you should just country leg that thing or country foot that ball.
Okay, Greenville's defense now got to try to stop Royse City again. Hand off to Mitchum this time, and Mitchum's thrown for a loss and losing his helmet is Waller, maybe?
That's Jackson Cathy who made the play. He's going to have to come out for a play, though, and that's a hard loss for your defense. Who we got coming in to fill in for him?
Looks like Evan Bennett.
Yeah, Evan's going to have to step up again. Great play by Cathy, though.
That's a loss of 2 for Royse City. 2nd and 12. 2:32 remaining here in the first half of a 21-14 game in favor of Royse City. Handoff this time, and a reverse to Petty Dozier, and there's 3 white-shirted Greenville defenders waiting on him after a pickup of maybe 3 yards, and Greenville's going to take a timeout.
Ooh. Yeah, and we actually lost a helmet again there on that play, so we got to buckle our chin straps up a little bit tighter, keep our athletes on the field, but that is good, disciplined defense right there. All those guys backside of that play, as that sweep goes away, they're able to stay put and think reverse, and sure enough, they're right in position to make that play.
Now, I wonder, Matt, if you call a timeout, I wonder if Isaiah Lowe, who lost his hat that time, will be able to play.
He should be eligible to stay in the game now if you waste that timeout, but really not a waste if you can keep guys on the field, right?
Well, it's a very aggressive timeout call by Dukes.
Yeah.
He's betting that his defense is going to be able to force another punt and try to protect the clock, give his offense an opportunity to possibly put more points on the board.
Yeah, let's break the trend of this long third down that Royse City's been able to convert here. And let's see, again, we've seen with Micah Simpson at the helm, that offense is able to score fast and move very quick. So you never know.
Well, that defensive secondary's got to make sure they cover up the
Yep,
guys.
yep.
Olay, Isaiah Loeb is back on the field. Kathy, for some reason, is going back
Right.
off. He came back on the field, but Evan Bennett's going to stay in there. So that's kind of an interesting situation. I wonder if Kathy's got some equipment problems with his helmet.
Well, he does have his helmet back off, but what I do notice, I think that Bennett is kind of a taller, lankier kid. Maybe he gives you a little bit of a advantage of the pass.
A short pass by Spring. Receiver had to go up for it, and they were going to get a first down.
Yeah, they're able to run just a tunnel screen right there. Again, that's a hard play to make outside if you can't get there and get off that first level of blocking by those receivers.
Nice reception by Jonah Roberson. So that converts the first down for the Bulldogs. 1:58 remaining. Ball spotted at the 34 of Royse City. Spring again looking deep. Got plenty of room to run now. Ortega misses him, and he's up again pretty close to another first down.
Yeah, Dyshawn Grigsby making that play actually further downfield than you hope, but good pursuit by a defensive lineman there.
Boy, lots of room for Spring to run that time.
Mm-hmm. Again, it looked like it was maybe just a broken pass play that actually turned into him pulling the ball down and run.
Well, Royse City's going to take a timeout now, so the teams exchange timeouts.
Yeah.
That's their first timeout, so they'll have 2 remaining. Greenville has 1 left. 1:45 left here in the first half of a very entertaining football game.
Yeah, I think this is kind of some gamesmanship here between both sidelines. Both teams calling timeouts, thinking their offense can get on the field and get a quick score here and see a 2-minute drill. But let's see what the Lion defense can do. They got to step up here and get a quick get the ball back quick.
Coach Duke wanted them to start the clock, and indeed they have.
Yeah.
First down, Royse City. Pass to Roberson.
That's fumble.
He goes high. That's a fumble.
Oh, get
up.
Oh, that's it. That's white ball.
Roberson made the catch, and he fumbled the ball, and it was scrambled for, and I think the Lions picked it up. Although Royse City's acting like they got it.
Oh, I thought that was Dyshawn Grigsby, 33, that came right down on top of that ball.
I think Sam Mitchum for Royse City just saved the bacon for them, because that ball was clearly available to the Lions. Tough break for Greenville as they had an opportunity to steal the ball. Grigsby is unhappy with himself. He feels like he should have made the play.
And it looked like 54, Jalen Mapps even came up a little bit sore himself, and just how that scrum came out trying to get that ball. But man, what an opportunity right there. You just miss just to that ball just kind of skirts out and slips out of the hands of multiple Greenville defenders.
Okay, so Royse City with another timeout. Scoreboard shows they have 2 remaining, but should be just 1, I would think.
Yeah, that would be that should be their second timeout right there. We just saw.
Anyway, it's a 2nd down and 10 for Royse City. Interesting that the reception and the resulting fumble came right back to the original line of scrimmage.
Right.
Spring has Mitchum, the savior for Royse City on that fumble recovery.
Oh.
Spring rolling left.
Pick.
Oh, it's picked off by, I think that's Gage Blue, maybe?
25, I think that was Gage Blue that makes that play. Wow, how about that? You got Kenny Spring that gets out there and is trying to direct receivers, and they stay put. Nobody moves, and he tries to loft the ball up there on 2nd down, and Gage Blue comes up with a huge turnover for the Greenville defense.
And somebody's down for Royse City. Yeah, he just kind of threw that one up for grabs.
That was a massive collision over there, too, right after he made that catch. But man, great play.
So Greenville's had 2 opportunities to get a turnover on 2 fumbles, one on a kickoff reception and then on that pass reception by Roberson when he lost a handle. Now, Greenville gets the interception, and they've got really good field position at the Royse City 44-yard line.
Yeah, this is a great 1 minute right here. Let's see what type of clock operator Coach Duke is. He's got one timeout, minute remaining. Again, athletic quarterback. We're going to have to see what we choose to do here. Are we going to keep the ball on the ground and trust some of that athleticism, or are we going to see if Mike Simpson's going to make some of his first pass attempts of the night?
And that's Kenny Spring that was the injured Royse City
Wow.
player. He's the quarterback, so we'll have to keep an eye. He did walk off the field under his own power. 1st and 10 for Greenville. Joe Golly back in the game. Looking left, looking right, throwing deep. He's got a man.
Go! It's
And
dropped.
Davis can't hang on to it. Oh, wow. Jaqueline Davis, normally a short-handed receiver, had that one go right through his hands.
He's just got his hands on his helmet. He knows that was a great throw by Galley. And again, that's a hard
missed
one.
Opportunity.
That's a hard one. Yeah, and that's Jaqueline Davis, also known as Tootie too. So another nickname we can roll with.
Well, as a former wide receivers coach,
Yeah.
I know that upsets you
Goodness
pretty good.
gracious.
2nd and 10 for Greenville. Joe Golly at the helm now in a passing situation. Rolling left now, looking downfield. He's going to keep it, and he's thrown down after
Clock's gonna run.
gain of 1. They may have to burn a timeout here.
Do it.
Golly just doesn't have the foot speed that Micah Simpson has, so that's a 3rd and 8. Clock is moving. Maybe Coach
Maybe trying to save it for a 4th down potentially here.
Yeah, possible field goal opportunity.
Hurry, guys.
3rd and 8. Golly with Atagus Johnson in the backfield. Takes a snap.
Good route.
Looking right. Has some time. Rolling right. Throws low.
4th down. 16 seconds remaining here.
He was looking for Damian Lewis on that one and just threw low. So 4th and long. 16 seconds only remaining.
Yeah.
Lions do have a timeout.
Yeah, a little bit too much time for a heave downfield because you would hate for a turnover here that could potentially turn into a long play and a hard. Your offense normally doesn't do a lot of tackling, but again, we got a lot of two-way players. Let's see if we just throw the ball beyond the first down right here, and you're gonna have to rely on your defense if you don't get the first
Micah
down.
Simpson's back in the game at quarterback, so we may see a run.
What?
And now Coach Duke decides to take that final timeout.
Yep.
Interesting series of events here.
Yes, it was. I'll say this. I mean, it does go to show you, the level of confidence that Greenville has in both of its quarterbacks. It's like they both have completely separate skill sets. We have not seen Micah Simpson throw the ball yet. So again, that might be something that he develops throughout the year. And I guess, Joe Golly is going to be your guy on passing situations, but he does make a great throw there on that near sideline, and just an absolute heartbreaker of a drop by Tootie Davis.
Yeah, Davis makes that play, and it's a totally different situation.
Yeah.
At that point, there was about maybe 40 seconds remaining. Had he made that catch, he probably would have gone out of bounds at about the 10.
Yeah.
But already you're in field goal position, so.
I'll say this, one thing Golly really does do a good job of, which is, not as, it's kind of unorthodox when guys are that good at it. He does a good job rolling to the left and throwing across his body downfield. He's made big completions throughout the year across his body, but now going, to the opposite side, which is usually a little bit easier for a quarterback to throw. He's kind of underthrown and thrown that ball into the turf.
Okay, so we're back ready to go with 16 seconds remaining. 4th down and 8, and the Lions decide to go into punt formation. So Ibarra will just try to kick this one back, and the Lions will go to the locker room a touchdown behind. Royse City doesn't rush.
And nobody back to receive.
Ibarra's kick goes into the end zone. So with 9 seconds remaining, I would expect the Bulldogs will just sit on this one and go to the locker room.
So able to kill about 7 seconds off of that clock there.
Are you disappointed that they didn't go for it on 4th down?
I mean, again, I think you leave Golly in the game, but at the same time, though, you hate to set up a potential big play for, Royse City through the air. They do have some tall guys that can make those plays, but I don't know. I think a 4th and 8 there. It'd be interesting to see us maybe throw like a post dig combination right there. See if we can hit a ball across the middle, pick up a first down. The clock would stop as the chains are being moved. Maybe get up there, spike the ball, and give yourself a chance for a shot at the end zone.
Okay. Holding call against the Lions is declined by Royse City. I would have expected maybe that they'd have made us punt that one again.
Yeah.
But, Coach Petrov says, "Hey, I'm ahead by a touchdown. I want to go give my kids a rest."
Right.
So the ball will be spotted at the 20 for Royse City. 1st and 10 with just 9 ticks remaining here in the first half. Royse City leads Greenville 21-14. The Lions will receive the kickoff to start the second half. See if Spring is back in the game after being shaken up. And it looks like he is
He's going to
not.
just run that clock out. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's Tatum Woods, and Woods just keeps it and steps out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get squirrely in the backfield here and kind of run that clock out. One more play here for the Royse City offense before we take it into halftime.
And Tatum Woods threw a touchdown last week of 77 yards. 1 for 1 for 77 yards and a touchdown. Not bad for the backup junior quarterback. Both quarterbacks for Royse City are juniors, and they're about the same size guys. So Woods now will take the snap. He hands off this time to Mitchum, and Mitchum's got a lot of running room. But all for naught as the horn sounds.
Yeah.
And both teams will go to their respective locker rooms with a 21-14 Royse City lead. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back. Maybe we can wrestle David Claiborne if we can find out where he is. We haven't seen David tonight, but we'll try to get him to have some quality statistics for you. But right now, we'll take about 2 minutes to rest our vocal cords. We'll be right back.
Shadows down. So they need to make Aubrey. One of those coaches there. GA down. I don't even know if he did it in a while.
All right, Bob Muty and Matt Hansen, Chris Mangwell here in the at the press box at Royse City ISD Stadium at halftime. Hope you had an opportunity to hear the Greenville band. We tried to take a microphone out and stand in the open air, so nice performance by Greenville's band under the direction of Richard Burt. Now the Royse City band and their flash corps are performing, and we've got some updates for you from halftime around the area.
Yeah, we've got some really talented teams coming into this week. We've got really 3 area teams that are undefeated in Caddo and Quinlan Ford and Royse City, obviously, in this game. But let's just take a look at some of these scores. So Quinlan Ford at halftime, 36-0 over Kemp, and Kemp's a good playoff team from the last few years. Caddo Mills actually losing 17-0 to Aubrey. So that's kind of a surprise out of that game. Some of our former opponents that we've played, Tyler Chapel Hill, 50-7 at halftime against Athens.
Wow.
50-7 at halftime. You think they'll call the Dogs off?
Well, we knew they were pretty good, Matt.
Yeah, they are fast, and I'm telling you, they play a 4A schedule, kind of that deep East Texas 4A team. So, there's just so much mix of just talent, but also kind of like down home kind of country kids too. So interesting to see. Wow, 50-7. Here's another one too. A former opponent of Greenville, Terrell beating Carrollton Ranchview 41-0. So they've taken some blows, Ranchview, this year. So difficult one there. Let's jump over to District 8 5A Division 2 now. So Corsicana, a little bit of a surprise there too, losing 10-0 against Forney at halftime. So a team that battled Royse City last week came up short in the second half. Another really good game. Crandall and North Forney. North Forney beating Crandall 27-26. Still in the second quarter. I'm sure not much left there in the second quarter. I don't have the actual time there. And then scrolling down, here's the big one. Ennis 44, Sulphur Springs 0.
Oh my
so
goodness.
How about that Ennis team? So it goes to show, there were flashes of a very strong Greenville defense, last week, holding Ennis to 28 points for the entirety of the game and really scoreless in 2 quarters last week. So wow, what a game there. So curious to see what type of team Sulphur Springs is bringing this year.
Well,
Let's see.
Coach told me that there's a possibility they may actually go down next year.
Yeah. Okay. So it's interesting to see Royse City growing, and that maybe some of that growth is coming back east, back towards the Metroplex.
There's a Mount Pleasant, Texas High score there.
Yeah, Mount Pleasant, Texas High. You got 30-13 Texas High. So as we go into district realignment, there's some speculation too on maybe we'll go back east and play some of those far out east teams again.
Those long drives.
Yeah,
man.
they were. You got to tell me. Goodness, I was getting home at 1 a.m. I'm just happy my wife stayed with me. So, yeah. So, yeah, interesting to see some of these scores across the area again. But I'll say this. I mean, some of these undefeated teams goes to show we got some talent moving to this area as East Texas keeps growing, as that Metroplex is slowly starting to disperse out, and we got new housing developments out in this area. So a lot of good football and good athletes coming to our area.
Talk about that Quinlan Kemp score. Quinlan is one of the leading rushing teams in their classification in the state. They put up 400 or 500 yards rushing just about every game.
Looks like running back Jadonovan Williams and running back Caden Roden, kind of a combination there too.
And Roden's a quarterback.
Yeah, so he looks like he. Well, that's Rowdy Rowan and Caden Rowan, or
Okay.
Roden. So
Okay.
Roden and Rowan. So easy to get those two mixed up. But how about that? Yeah. So Quinlan bringing a strong team. What was interesting is actually as Greenville, we played Quinlan in 7-on-7 of all things. But what was interesting is Quinlan was a triple option team. So they'd be doing play action in 7-on-7 because that's their system. They wanted to simulate their system. So it was so interesting for our kids to see that. You get 4 seconds to throw the ball in 7-on-7. So those guys are sitting here, carrying out fakes and rolling out, and they'd run out of time so often. But, it got to a point where we were like, yeah, we'll let them run the play just because, we were kind of beating them pretty handily in that 7-on-7.
Well, I think they're averaging about 3 passes a game.
It's funny they even spent the time to do 7-on-7. But
they're a grinded out team, and apparently
they
they've
are.
got some quality running backs, and apparently a pretty good lineup blocking in front of them. So lots of rushing yards are going to be put up by Quinlan, and I would imagine with a 36-0 score at halftime that Ford's probably got 300 or 400 yards of rushing.
I
already.
imagine. Caddo also, you were telling me a little bit about the talented quarterback that actually graduated from Caddo last year.
Yeah.
Got another good quarterback this year, and I guess that's going to be Jason Thomason. So leading another good Caddo team. I think they played a few rounds deep into the playoffs again last year too.
I'm really surprised that they're down 17-0 at the half.
Yeah, we got a former Greenville coach that I had a chance to coach with there in Caddo too, and Jeremy Coe. So, hello to Jeremy Coe out there, and again, some of that a lot of these area coaches, we all happen to know each other or have had a chance to coach together at one time or another. So, good to see some area success again.
Well, I don't know whether the folks in Caddo Mills have an opportunity to get the GEUS network out where they are, but maybe Chris knows.
Well, I mean, it's on YouTube Live, so really, I guess it's available to anybody that can pull up the feed.
Good point.
Yeah, so we might have some viewers, for all you know, from all over the country. So hello to everyone.
Well, I know my brother in California likes to listen to the games, and he's disappointed that we're not able to live stream. But we just can't do it according to UIL rules from a visiting stadium. So once again, we are at a 21-14 halftime lead for Royse City over the Lions. The band is performing from Royse City, and they've got some really neat graphics down there of hot air balloons. Somebody spent some money developing those graphics.
Yeah.
And the flags that the kids are using, the flag bearers, they're pretty colorful as well.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of pick up any recognizable songs too here at halftime because again, this soundproof glass, it makes it hard. Ours, Mr. Burt, Richard Burt, our band director, he's kind of leaning towards more of like a classic rock kind of theme this year, a little bit Queen, I heard, right? So, he's kind of leaning into that.
Both teams in the opposing end zone, Royse City in the south end zone, Greenville in the north, they'll loosen up there, and then they'll go around and do the run-through to make it official. The booster clubs have the run-through set up. The Bulldog run-through is pretty interesting, Matt. It's got lighted eyes.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's no shortage of technology around here between the the video board, the lighted down marker, and we got I wouldn't be surprised if the dang thing spits out smoke out of his nose for all we know down there with the red eyes.
Almost looks like it's
they've got some
smoking
type
down
of
there
smoke
right
coming out of it, and even as we stepped outside and tried to get some sound of the band playing, it almost smelled like there was some cooking going on, and it just felt like a good, true Texas high school Friday night fall game. You're smelling, the food, and the kids are excited. There's people out here. We even had a chance. We stepped up in the press box, and that they were having their celebration for that class of '61. So it's great to see the crowd out. So you love seeing crowds back and enjoying Texas high school football after last year and everything the challenges we faced last year.
It was nice to see some people my age in the viewing section up there on the third floor. They must have been from the class of '61.
Yeah, and it's nice seeing it looks like we got some energy here. I love seeing a moment right here down here with Greenville in the north end zone. They're tight. Those guys are fired up. So I think that's going to be the key coming out in the second half. So that first half looks a lot like what Frisco Liberty looked like earlier this year. We played a real competitive first half, but it's like we came out and we almost laid an egg in that second half with all those turnovers. So let's see. I really just want to see us maintain the energy, the level of competition that we've brought with us from Greenville here next door. There's something about this game always gets these kids up a little bit more. These are childhood competitors. These kids have grown up playing against as far back as second grade tackle football. Yeah. So shout out to our youth program that we have in Greenville, and I have a chance. I work with Chief Rodriguez, and he does a great job helping run some of those youth teams. And so these kids grew up playing for him and playing Royse City, and Again, we've got former teammates here, so we just got to see us carry some of that same energy, and I think we're going to keep a competitive second half. We just got to score. Having that ball first in the second half is a great opportunity for us to tie the ball game up.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were not able to run down David Claiborne. He's probably somewhere in the press box, but we unfortunately can't give you any statistics.
Yeah.
And what was a pretty balanced game, pretty even game throughout. And like you said, to be able to get the ball to begin the second half and maybe even up this score is an opportunity for the Lions. It'll be interesting to see who starts at quarterback for Greenville.
It sure will. I think that's gonna be an ongoing story throughout the game too. And it's very situational too. I was surprised they didn't want to show off Micah Simpson's arm. He has been a kid who's played quarterback at that position, has been able to do it all. He played in middle school, played into freshman and JV as a quarterback, and was able to kind of do all those pieces. But maybe there's something else going on we don't know.
Speaking of the JVs, do you have any idea how they did against Royse City?
I missed that. I did miss that, and I wish there was a place where that score could have been posted somewhere. We did drive by kind of early in the first half. My wife and I drove by the stadium on our way back from Rockwall, and it was a 7-6 ball game. Well, it looked like in the second quarter, so it was a tight ball game, at least in the first half, I know. So if there's anybody that's I guess we're not live tonight, but it's too bad. We get text updates from a lot of times from our community members, but
well, maybe
we can
tell
reach
us.
out to some people and see if maybe I could find a score for us.
We did visit with Gina Franklin before the game. She's an administrator over here in Royse City, and she popped into the booth before we got started and told us, unfortunately, that her son Jace, who's the quarterback on the JV, had a lower leg injury and had to be taken to the emergency room. So our best wishes to Jace and the Franklin family, whose older brother, Peyton, is a soccer player and captain of the soccer team over at Dallas Baptist.
Yeah, great kid. I had a cool opportunity we've mentioned in the past to coach those kids as 8th graders for their very first year of middle school soccer that we'd ever had. And man, they are talented. So it's fun to see those guys going on to the next level and being leaders too. You got to love that.
Oh yeah, and because of the homecoming, I guess, and the halftime performances, the teams have been on the field now for about 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And the Royse City band is now finally exiting the field. So
yeah,
pent up energy down there.
You gotta love this, and I know Coach Duke so well because I worked for him, and you can see down the sideline. He already has a headset on. He's already pacing up and down the sidelines. The kids aren't even out of the run through yet, so he's ready. He's antsy and ready to get after him on this first drive.
Royse City team is actually in front of their run through. I think they got some guys inside, but they got maybe the guys in front are claustrophobic. But here they come. Hayden Hayes, who leads them out. So Royse City coming out of their smoking Bulldog tunnel. And Greenville's also got some smoke stuff going.
Okay.
As the Lions prepare to run through the gauntlet, which is currently manufactured by the Greenville cheerleaders and the flag corps, the ROTC cadets with the G, the H, and the S, running down the field. They might score a touchdown, Matt.
They were lean. I saw there was a little bit of lean, and there's some hype happening as the Lions were exiting the run through. So again, you gotta love it. They feel like they're in the ball game. Coaches were in there motivating, making adjustments. Let's see if these kids can come out again, execute, have energy, play fast, play physical. And when you play fast, you play physical, good things happen.
Well, this is a really important district game for both teams.
Yep.
Royse City, of course, has that victory on their log already, whereas the Lions, having lost to the projected winner of the district, Ennis, last week, they need a win to get back even, and they're certainly in a position to compete for this victory tonight.
Yeah, preseason, I think Royse City was picked number 2 in the district here, and the Lions were actually picked number 4. So you have 2 projected playoff teams here competing. Well through the first half. So, big game for both of us. I mean, we sure would love to get our first district win and just get back up in the top half of that district.
You talked about Royse City and their prevalence to go with the onside kick. You wonder if they might try something.
You never know. I'm telling you, I mean, Coach Petrov, you never know what you might get. I mean, he's a guy who finds those opportunities, and if you look right here, look up this close hash to us, there's nobody on that hash.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. Yes, that kid's right-footed and he's already aligned to kick the ball to the left, but we'll have to see.
Well, Mitchell Stokes has got it teed up.
Oh.
It is a pop-over kick. Comes down at the 28-yard line. Greenville has it coming this way, and not much running room.
Yeah, it looks like another little return for David Waller. Just a little pooch kick up to him and get what you can out of the pooch. So better than a fair catch there. Some positive yardage to get your offense going.
Yeah, ball looks like it's going to be spotted at the 31-yard line. So pretty good field position for the Lions to start here in the second half.
Joe Golly at quarterback.
All right, look for a little passing attack here as the Lions might open things up. Looks like Tyson and OJ in the backfield as running backs. Ball goes to Tyson. He's trying to get the corner on the right side. He's bounced out of bounds after a short pickup.
Good first run right there. You can see he's a very fast, long-legged kid like Zy Tyson. Doesn't take much to get full speed. Maybe I'll say this. Coach Duke is a guy that loves to get guys to compete. Maybe just having a chance to throw Micah Simpson out there and add that extra dimension might be the motivator that Joe Golly needs to step up and have a big second half.
Yeah, and Simpson's in the game as a slot receiver here on the near side. 2nd and 7. Golly hands to OJ. OJ breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. He's got a first down. He's got some room. He's loose on the far side before he's brought down at the Royse City 44-yard line.
That's a big touchdown-saving tackle out of number 21 for Royse City.
Eric Spring.
All right, so big play by him to save a touchdown. Oh, we got a penalty to bring this back.
Oh man, looks like a flag on the play against the Lions. The guess would be holding. That's going to negate a really good run. That's a procedure penalty.
Wow.
I think maybe the receiver on the far side might have got an early start. And that's just inexcusable for a wide receiver.
It is. I mean, your cue to take off is the snap of the football. You're not going on anything else, no sound, no nothing. Just watch the ball.
Wow.
Again, you're talking about the stuff that makes my skin crawl as a former wide receiver coach, Bob.
Yeah, I think that's one of our reserves that may have committed that penalty. Anyway, the down marker hasn't moved yet, but looks like more than a 5-yard penalty. Golly, anyway, rolls this way. He finds Johnson. Johnson's got a good pickup before he's thrown out of bounds on the near sideline.
Yeah, Tootie Davis there, Jaqueline Davis. He was eager to actually throw a block and help out his buddy right there, but he would have been coming back against the play and could have potentially been penalized. So, good discipline out of Tootie.
3rd and manageable for the Lions. Ball spotted at the 37-yard line of Greenville. 3rd and 4. Golly has Tyson and Tagus Johnson in the backfield with him. He takes the snap, hands to Johnson, and he's wrapped up in the arms of number 56, Aaron P.
I mean, it's 3rd and 4 right there again. I mean, it's just you really got to hit something downhill right there on 3rd and 4 to get that 4 yards that you need. And again, we kind of go with a stretch run right there and out of the 2 back, and there's penetration by your defensive line.
So that forces punting formation once again. Andrew Ibarra standing at his own 20, deep to receive. It's Royse City, and it's a low kick. It's going to bounces straight up. Hunter Waters is watching it go, and it doesn't go very far, but it's inside the 30-yard line where Greenville downs it.
Eric Spring hasn't had a chance to return the ball, and not a single punt yet. So, that could be a positive, from what we've seen out of Mr. Ibarra on these punts.
Well, they're hesitant, I think, to return the kicks. So.
Sure.
And they've been fortunate. The ball hasn't really rolled very much on this artificial turf. Beautiful stadium here in Royse City, by the way.
Yeah, 8,000 people capacity. I was kind of surprised with that. I checked Texas Bob earlier today, so at least that's really big.
Both teams have really brought good crowds to tonight's game.
That Greenville crowd has grown quite a bit. We fill up almost all of the F and G section, a little bit of that H, and then our band and our flashes fill up the rest.
Looks like Tatum in the ball game. He was under center. He pitches to Dozier, and Dozier is forced out of bounds. Picked up maybe 3 yards. So we haven't seen Kenny Springs since he was shaken up late in that first half. Now I see him
No, I
in
think
there.
that's 13. That was Kenny
Yeah.
Springs under center there. Interesting to see him take a snap under center. And that toss has kind of changed a lot from when I even used to do it. You'd open up opposite, right, and toss that ball, whereas that time he opens up to the same side, tosses the ball out wide.
My eyes failed me. I thought 13 was 8. All right, 2nd and 8. Hand off to Dozier. Dozier in the arms of Kathy, but not before he's probably going to reach the sticks.
I tell you what, we've called the name of Jackson Cathy a lot already in that first half, so he's having a great game. Again, you hate to see, a tackle that far downfield, but somebody's got to step up and do it. So let it be him.
I've been impressed with Jackson Cathy as a tackler from the time I first saw him play in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
All right, 1st and 10 for Royse City as they get the conversion on the Dozier run. Once again, it's Petty Dozier. He dodges a tackler. Ortega just kind of fanned on him there at the line of scrimmage.
He
Could have
had
him for a loss.
Yeah, had him dead to rights right there, but Dozier just sticks his foot in the ground and gets vertical right there and just freezes Ortega for just that moment.
Well, you don't get 400 yards rushing in 4 games unless you can
No,
make
you
some
don't.
moves.
No, you don't.
All right, 2nd and 5 for Royse City. 9:47 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Pretty tight formation for the Bulldogs. Shotgun formation for Kenny Spring. Lions making some defensive adjustment, and there's a stoppage of play. It looks like a procedure penalty against the Bulldogs. Greenville coach is happy about that. That'll bring it back to the original line of scrimmage, or pretty close, and make it 2nd and 10.
All right, so a good break right there for the defense. Got to take advantage of the penalty on 2nd down right there.
Very few penalties in the game, but that one against Greenville in the last series was critical.
Yeah.
All right, so Royse City in a 2nd and 10, ball spotted at their own 39-yard line, 9:35 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Kenny Spring, the junior quarterback, fakes a handoff, throws, he's got his receiver, bumped out of bounds at about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, kind of that 20, is that 28 right there? That would be,
I don't know whether that's
no, that's
Weaver.
20. I'm sorry, that was Nicholas Weaver there again. And Weaver kind of lines up just outside the tackle there and runs a quick out and able to complete, Greenville in cover 3 there and gives that pass up in front.
Just barely a 1st down conversion,
Yep.
Matt.
Yep.
Now they spread it out, 2 receivers either side. Single running back, that's Dozier. Man in motion is Roberson. He's got the ball. He's got the right corner. He's loose. Forced out of bounds after picking up a 1st down by KD.
Yeah, Dozier able to get out there and throw a little bit of a cut block and give Roberson the edge there. So we get to see a motion sweep there to Roberson, something we didn't see in the first half.
Bulldogs moving smartly down the field now. Greenville's defense really needs to stiffen. 1st and 10, Royse City, 39-yard line of Greenville. Phillips hands to Dozier. Dozier runs out of the tackle of Greg Just.
Goodness.
And he's dodging men, and he's got about 6 yards, maybe closer to 9.
Yeah, we see the right guard, right tackle, they kind of fold back in there to run the ball inside to the left, but then Dozier kind of throws the brakes on and is able to kind of weave his way out here to the right to our near sideline, and that shows you his ability to stop and start and stop again.
Nice run by
very,
Champ Petty.
very
Dozier,
agile.
1st down. 2nd and 1. 2 running backs this time for Royse City. Hand off to Dozier, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. Going to be close. There's a penalty or 3 penalties on the play. 3 flags down, probably 1 penalty.
That's strange. It looked like a pretty clean tackle. Maybe we have a face mask here, but yep, it looks like we already got a signaling face mask. Gosh.
Well, that's a big one.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't think he had the 1st down yardage, but with the penalty, that'll be a conversion for Royse City.
And you got 3 bodies there to make that play, and just the hand gets up high. Man, personal foul, 15-yard penalty.
Happened right at the 30-yard line, so now the ball was spotted at the 15
Wow.
for another Royse City 1st down. 9:05 remaining, the clock running. Need some defense right here, Matt.
Yes, you do.
Fake
There's
handoff.
Hill or Spring.
Spring keeps it, picks up about 6 yards off right tackle.
Yeah, Spring kind of hangs, and really they run the kind of that quarterback power read option. So he runs pro inside and able to pick up 6 there.
And he got dinged up again, did Kenny Spring.
Yeah, he is. He's kind of getting banged up. I mean, he's not quite as big as what he's listed at on our program. He's a little bit of a thinner kid, but younger guy too. We'll have to see. I mean, even if you go down right here for an injury, you're going to have to run in a different quarterback. I guess we learned just based on our stat sheet from last week that next man up is going to be is that number 8?
Tatum
I guess it's going to
Woods.
be Tatum Woods. So Tatum actually threw a touchdown pass last week.
Yeah.
He's thrown only 1 pass on the season for 77 yards and a touchdown. So it must have been a big play.
Yeah.
So again, I guess we got a good arm out of your backup quarterback.
Well, with a 2nd and 4 inside the 10-yard line,
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect much passing going on.
No.
So pretty easy to put a 2nd-string quarterback in just to hand the ball off to a guy like Petty Dozier.
Right.
We'll take a quick break during this injury timeout. Be right back with you. So Kenny Spring is up, walking off the field under his own power. So we expect to see Tatum Woods, number 8, in the game for Royse City, now a quarterback.
Yeah, here
Yes.
comes Tatum here now. A big play band on his arm. There at quarterback.
2nd and 4, ball spotted just inside the 10-yard line of Greenville. Woods fakes the handoff and takes it straight up the middle for an easy touchdown.
So he actually moves pretty well. I mean, that's our first time to see him run the ball. Again, just a little flash with Kenny right, or no, I'm sorry, a little flash right there with Champ Dozier, and then he's able to run the ball inside. Just a true quarterback, just 10 zone right down there down the middle.
You wonder if Spring and Woods have been competing for that quarterback spot all throughout junior high school.
Sure.
Woods is the holder on the placements. Mitchell Stokes will be taking this kick to make it a 28-14 game, and the kick is good. So Royse City strikes first here in the second half to go up by 2 touchdowns, 28-14, 8:25 remaining, and the Lions have got to get on the gas pedal.
Let's see who we're going to have at quarterback here. So, you put Golly back out there for that very first drive. Let's see. Again, we did see some excitement out of Micah Simpson. Yes, he might not give you that passing threat, but again, he's another dimension, another playmaker that can carry the ball for you.
Well, let's hope the guys up front in this receiving formation pay attention to the possibility of an onside kick, because this would be a perfect opportunity for Royse City to try to execute something like that and catch the Lions off guard.
Something just to be aware of at all times. You got to put some guys up there that are quick reactive, have got good hands, right? They call it the hands team when you bring your guys all up, but still some of those guys are going to be athletes up front.
They look like they're pretty ready. Stokes pops it over.
Back up to Waller.
He's taking it to 25. And
good play.
quickly down. Good coverage by Royse City.
Good open field tackle right there. That was missed that one here. 22. That might have been Caleb Watkins there to make that play, but that's a good open field tackle there.
Got right down the field unblocked and got a hold of Waller and was able to throw him down. Looks like the ball might be spotted at the 27-yard line, so not quite as good field position as what the Lions have had in previous kickoffs, but
Yep. Joe Golly comes back in at quarterback. Let's see what Joe can do here.
well, the Lions need to get something going offensively to get back into this one. Golly takes
There
it,
you go.
hands to Tyson, going around right tackle, breaks a couple tackles, picks up maybe 3 yards before he's thrown down.
Yeah, interesting play right there. You know, you got a ball that's handed off, you know, just off again right tackle to Zy Tyson, but you got OJ. So Tegas Johnson actually loops in behind the quarterback. You might see Joe. You never know. Keep that ball and maybe run an option off here to the left side.
And Tatum Woods made that play. 2nd and 7 for the Lions. Call it a short 7 or a long 6. Golly takes the snap, looking right, has Tyson,
Nobody.
and Tyson is brought down almost immediately.
Yeah, just nobody there to really kind of block. That's Braylon Harris that makes that play, outside linebacker. He's 6 foot 185 junior. But yeah, nobody there to block Braylon for Zy Tyson.
Short pickup for Tyson on the reception from Golly. 3rd and 6 for Greenville. 7:22 and counting. Golly has a word with OJ. 2 receivers either side. Real big play here for Greenville. Micah Simpson in motion. Golly looking downfield.
Stick, yeah.
Has
Get
Tyson. Tyson does not have first down yardage until now.
He got it, yeah. He got it with just a little second effort right there. Again, that's that bread and butter stick play that we saw. We saw Micah Simpson in motion. He motions to run a bubble out there, so you got a route moving outside towards the sideline, route coming inside with that 6-yard stick. The one you really got to look for, though, is the outside receiver. He runs an outside release takeoff and kind of a true go. You never know. He might be able to hit him over the top there, too.
Good yards after the catch by
Yep.
Tyson against the leading tackler, Christian Perry. Here's OJ trying to get outside, and he maybe gets a yard. Good pursuit by the Bulldogs.
Looks like they got Micah Simpson for potentially blocking in the back right there. Let's see.
Well, the referee is pointing toward Royse City. I don't know. There is a flag on the play. 6:25 remaining. The Lions trail by 14 here in the 3rd quarter. And they
they're
are
gonna
going to
mark it
walk,
off.
walk
Okay.
it off against Royse City, Matt.
Good. I just saw the initial reaction of Mike. He threw his head up and down like he got caught, but he was kind of coming against him. Maybe he held up and put his hands up to show that he didn't make contact.
That's a really big penalty. 15-yarder.
We'll take it.
And I wasn't watching the referee.
I didn't see a signal. No.
Well, the fans at home will be able to tell what it was.
Here we
There
go.
it is.
Yeah, personal foul, face mask.
Face mask. Might have been on Simpson. Okay, first down for the Lions then via penalty inside Royse City territory. Golly
Option.
pitches to Tyson, or is that OJ?
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be number 2. That's OJ right there. Kind of a shuffle, little toss out there, a little pitch pass. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
nice
quite a
pickup.
downhill option like what we saw out of Simpson.
6-yard gain for the Greenville running back on that play. 2nd and 4.
Again, that's just another option to just kind of get the ball outside of the tackle box and in space.
We've seen that play before. Now, like it said, it almost looks like a forward pass because the pitch goes pretty much directly down the line. OJ gets the handoff this
Bouncing
time.
off time.
Breaks through the line of scrimmage, but very short pickup.
Yeah, muscles maybe 2 yards right there, bounces off a few tacklers, but we got a 3rd and 2 right here. Again, just get downhill, pick up a first down. Let's see what we can do.
I got to believe this is going to be 4-down territory, though, Matt.
Here comes we got a
Just coming in.
Just
the game.
coming in here too, so looking at a heavy set out of the Greenville backfield. Oh, tight end. He'll be a tight end.
So this might be the double tight that we talked about. I assume Grigsby is on the other end. OJ gets it, and
Short.
he fights, but
Yeah.
going to be short of the line to gain.
I think you go for it right here. 4th and 3, crucial drive right here. You need to score and make it a 1-score game. And then you got to, I mean, if for any reason you get it, you got to trust your defense right here too. So let's pick up a first down. Let's keep this drive moving.
And a good move with the insertion of Micah Simpson into the game at quarterback,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Also, Grigsby comes into the game, so this is a double tight formation. Single receivers wide on either side. Micah Simpson now quarterback. 4th and 2. Big play for the Lions.
Get downhill.
And
There, he got it.
Simpson breaks tackles and gets the first
He's
down.
still
He's
going.
still going. It looked like another face mask.
Look, sure did.
Wow.
Didn't see a penalty flag come in there, but man, look at the effort. The lower half of Micah Simpson, he gets contact twice, runs his feet, and is able to turn in what was originally maybe a gain of 3, turns it into more like a gain of 8.
Yeah, he was not to be denied that first down. Micah Simpson with a big pickup, breaking several tackles and carrying people for a first down. Ball is now spotted at the 28, inside the 28-yard line of Royse City. Simpson stays in the game, fakes the handoff to OJ, and he's brought down maybe a pickup of 2 yards.
Yeah, just a shoestring tackle right there. Again, he almost high steps out of that.
Well, it's just the additional threat of having the quarterback as a runner that's causing Royse City with a little bit of problem defensively.
That's really what that Lions offense is built around. It's a lot like what Brandon Stevens gave you last year.
Once again, double tight formation for Greenville. Hand off to OJ. He's got some room left side, and he's tripped up. Really nice defensive play there in the backfield.
Just tripped by Carson Waddle there, the outside linebacker. Waddle kind of comes off the edge and dives and throws a forearm out there and just barely trips OJ.
It's going to be a 3rd and long, 7 yards to go in this.
Now Golly back in the game here.
Simpson now will move out to the slot receiver.
Yeah, so we can expect a pass here with Golly entering the game.
2 receivers to the right, including Simpson. Davis to the left. Golly takes a handoff, looking downfield. It's knocked down and caught by Emiliano Portillo, the center, but he's going to get only about 2 yards. So here's a decision for the coaching staff and Brett Alexander, the offensive coordinator of Greenville.
I think this is another big 4th down. I think you go for it again. Look at Portillo. He's able to pick up, it looks like a yard, but still now you have a 4th and 5 as compared to like a 3rd and 7. So, you go for it. You throw this ball here. They look like they tried to run that same bread and butter play, but they threw it to the short side of the field, so it's easier to defend that stick when that outside linebacker doesn't have to go as far.
All right, 4th, and we'll call it 6. Golly drops back.
Oh, we got timeout.
Timeout, Royse City. So Greenville decides to go for it on 4th down. The scoreboard says 7 yards to go. It's probably pretty darn near close to 7. So this is going to be a difficult conversion. And the Lions came out with their passing quarterback, and Royse City decided they wanted to reset their defense.
Yeah, and upon the snap, it looked like Joe took a 3-step drop there. So usually when that Greenville quarterback does take a 3-step drop, we're looking at something further downfield. So, that offense is catch and release. You'll see those offensive linemen up front kind of pop and chop, and then you'll see with anything where we get a 3-step drop, you're going to see a traditional pocket form. So we call it more of like an orange and a yellow protection.
Well, we're going to take 15 seconds to get a drink of water, so we'll be right back. All right, back here at Royse City ISD Stadium, 4th and 7 for Greenville.
Yeah.
Trips left, single receiver to the right. Golly takes a snap, under pressure, throws it deep. He's got Davis in the end zone, but it's knocked down. Double coverage.
That was such a strange play, Bob. It looked like there was movement up front. Like Golly thought he had a false started by the defense and thought he had a free play. You can see his hands are up like he's unsure. I don't think you would have saw him just toss that ball up and nearly double and with a safety's help. If he didn't think he had a free play there. And then the number 3 receiver that we had right here down out of trips just froze still, like he didn't move. And so normally that is like a freeze play in that situation where, hey, we got him to jump offside, everybody go vertical, go vertical, go vertical. So very strange play. They didn't get the call.
Well, there was definitely something amiss at the snap of the ball.
Yeah. Golly didn't even drop back. He caught the ball and immediately tossed it up. So that's signs that he thought he had a free play. But, man.
Now let's see if there was no call on the play. Now,
And a
now
penalty.
we see something. and a personal foul called against
Unbelievable.
Greenville. So maybe that's a way for the officials to get out from underneath a mistake.
Wow.
That is a drastic turn of
A
events.
turnover and a 15-yard penalty. So again, I mean, it's hard to even see where's the personal foul there. But you know,
Well, it results in a turnover on downs, so Royse City gets the ball back now. 2:21 remaining in the third quarter. They lead Greenville 28-14. And boy, if the defense ever needed a stop, they need one right now.
yeah.
See if Kenny Spring is back in the game for Royse City. He hands off to Petty Dozier, and Dozier moves forward for about 5 yards.
Yeah, Kathy able to come off the edge and make initial contact. Just, you know, Dozier slips out, high steps out of a tackle there. Greenville again getting a little bit more aggressive in the secondary, rolling an extra man in the box to slow the run down. As you know, we expect Royse City's going to start running the ball a lot to run that clock out.
Tatum Woods is in at quarterback for Royse City. Doesn't look like they miss
Wow.
very much with Woods in there. Tight formation, heavy, handoff to Dozier. Dozier's trying to get some yardage, and he pushes the pile forward.
Yeah, we're going to have a 3rd and 3 here. Again, like you said, a heavy set there with 2 backs. So really 3 backs in the backfield, injured quarterback. So a lot of big bodies in there to run the ball.
Well, the guys up front for Greenville and the linebackers, those front 7, they really got to do something right now, because Royse City makes a conversion here. They can run a bunch more clock, maybe run out the third quarter. Fakes the handoff. Woods takes it forward, runs into a bunch of white-shirted Greenville Lions, and I don't think he got the first down.
Looks like
There's a helmet.
a gain of 1. We got to be careful with anything extra there. Oh, that's something looks like Tatum Woods there. He's coming up,
Lost his helmet. I think
favoring
he's
his
trying.
shoulder or his head or his eye or something like that. His hand keeps going to his head, so lost his helmet. We're gonna have to see who this 3rd-string quarterback that's coming in the ball game here.
Well, you wonder if he was trying to get a penalty.
Yeah, 4th and 1.
Yeah,
now.
for result of the play is a 4th down, so Royse City has a decision to make here. I suspect with a 14-point lead, they'll probably punt it away. Kind of hope they do, anyway.
Yeah.
That's a good job by that Greenville defense that time to force a 4th down.
It was just stout up front. 3 guys make contact with the ball. Everybody runs their feet, and they're able to go ahead and just halt the forward progress of Tatum Woods.
Yeah, let's credit Maps and Connor Martin and Grigsby and I don't know who's on the other end, but probably had some help from Ortega and maybe Caleb Leha in there from the linebacker spot. But regardless,
Yeah.
lots of white shirts got a hold of Mr. Woods, and he ended up without his helmet.
Oh,
so
he felt it. You can see him coming off, frustrated with himself. So, you know, we'll have to see. Again, I mean, I'm sure he'll return for the next drive, but he's frustrated.
Yeah, he looks like he's okay. So let's see if punt formation is in order for David Petrov's Bulldogs. 55 seconds remain here in the third quarter. Once again, the Bulldogs lead 28-14.
Interesting.
Lions.
Yeah.
ahead, Matt.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Interesting to mention, though, Tatum Woods enters Royse City has a tent down here. It looks like a training tent. They go into the training tent down here, maybe just to take a further look at him. I mean, again, he did come up with his helmet off, kind of checking his head and keep checking his eyes, but we'll have to continue to watch this near sideline.
Royse City takes a timeout to talk about this decision on 4th down. The ball is spotted at their own 47-yard line. Only a yard to go, but when you're in your own territory, if you turn the ball over here, you're really giving the other team great field position.
Looks like Royse City used a timeout there coming off that penalty, so they go ahead and use the timeout. Woods is back in the ball game at quarterback. So let's look for them to go for it on this 4th down.
Well, that's going to challenge the defense of Greenville once again. Let's see if they can come up big. You know, they might try to draw them off sides, Matt.
Could be just a matter of watching the ball. Everybody got to sit still right here. That you got to be real disciplined up front. You know, those guys got to be glued to that ball, but again, ready to go ahead and attack. You know, the man in front, disturb that play and shut it down. prior to making the line of scrimmage. It looks like we might have a sneak right here.
Yeah, tight formation. Woods takes it.
We got a penalty.
Pyle's pushing him. There is a penalty. Let's say the Royse City coaches are pointing like Greenville might have been offside.
Yeah, maybe we got a helmet or something lined up in the neutral zone there.
The
Man.
result of the play is certainly a first down.
Yeah.
Let's see who the call's against.
Yep.
It is an offside call against Greenville, so it'll be a conversion either way for Royse City.
Man. So either way, you would have had a first down there. I mean, really what was a gain of 3 is a gain of 5. So either way, they get the first down.
Grigsby had a question about what was going on, so he didn't like the call. I guess he wanted to know who was offside.
Yeah. And some of the times those guys, they get down in that 4-point stance up front and they're not quite aware where that helmet might be. You know, that helmet may just be beyond the ball there. We got a timeout. Looks like an official's timeout.
Yeah, Coach Duke is not happy with something here. I'm not sure
I'm
the
curious.
official spotted the ball.
Yeah, I'm
correctly.
curious of the spot there with the line of scrimmage actually being at the Greenville
not-
48.
They're doing it for the third time.
Yeah. The ball was that they had already marked it off.
Oh,
yeah,
my
so they were
goodness.
trying to mark it off again, and Coach Duke's
Boy.
able to say, whoa, 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 whoa.
That's an embarrassing situation for the officials.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for Royse City. Ball at the 48 of Greenville. Dozier runs through the line of scrimmage and is brought down after a pickup of about 5.
Yeah, good job and able to hang on right there. That's Caleb Leha. He's able to hang on and bring Dozier down with him.
That's a pickup of clearly 6, so
Yep.
we'll call it 2nd and 4. Royse City, again, in a tight formation. They're just content to run the ball. Ortega has a hold
yeah.
of Dozier, slows him down enough to where his friends can come up and throw Dozier for a loss.
Yeah, great job by Ortega right there. Able just to hold on. He kind of gets the back of that jersey, and then he gets some help. You know, a couple other Red Hats follow up.
Yeah, and there's something going on down
Cobbin,
there.
yeah.
Grigsby is not happy.
Yeah, Coach Cobbin trying to talk Grigsby down and just, you know, he's fired up. He's a great competitor, but you can tell he's very frustrated with maybe still that call from the play before, something about it. So those guys, again, those big bodies up front, you know, that play down in those trenches gets pretty nasty from time to time, and, you know, we'll just have to see if Grigsby can kind of maintain composure, stay in the ball game, and continue to compete.
Well, the quarter is over, so the
Yep.
chain gang is moved. And I guess that was why the coaches were able to come onto the field, because the clock ran out for the third quarter. I was wondering why in the world the coaches would come on the field without calling a timeout. But
Maybe they'll triple check the spot here also as they change sides of the field.
well, it's a good play defensively by Greenville, and they're
Yep.
forcing a 3rd and long. Ball looks like it's spotted at the 44-yard line of Greenville. Cool heads must prevail in this situation because the game is certainly still up for grabs.
Yeah, you'd hate to see potentially a 5-yard penalty here and make it a 3rd and 1. So again, this is another big 3rd down. We talked pre-game. It's going to be about critical downs and critical down conversions of who's going to win this game.
Just Maps, Grigsby, and Martin up front for Greenville's defense.
Pump fake.
Fake pass, going deep. is
Get there,
Woods.
safety.
And a diving attempt by Roberson is unsuccessful.
Yeah, Zy Tyson over the top there is a safety. So it's nice to see, you know, real good athlete in Zy Tyson playing free safety there.
In there, I guess, in place of Luna.
Looks like it. That's all I can think of is on that 3rd down. I think they expected pass, so Zy Tyson comes in and plays. Now is Tyson actually playing a little corner opposite of us.
Simpson back now to receive the punt from Stokes. Even though they're in Lion territory, the Bulldogs are going to kick this one away. The turnover on downs, provided there's not a fake here. Good snap. Stokes' kick is up. Simpson
Fair
calls for a
catch.
fair catch and makes it at the 15-yard line.
It's a good fair catch by Micah Simpson just to save us again some of that field position. So we're going to start at the 15. And luckily we don't get a hop that could have put us down, you know, within our 5 potentially.
Well, Simpson going off the field. The Lions huddling on the far side. Let's see if Simpson stays in that offensive huddle. Looks like he's going to stay there. He'll come back either as a slot receiver or as the quarterback.
Yeah, he's a kid that, he's probably running on fumes by the end of a game. He just plays every time there's the ball's on the field. So is Micah Simpson.
Yeah, he's definitely playing both ways, and he is in at quarterback with Tyson and Johnson on either side of him. 1st and 10 for Greenville at their own 15-yard line. Simpson rides OJ.
Wow.
OJ is grabbed from behind and thrown down after a short gain.
I tell you what, that backfield for Greenville, they got about 3 out of 4 of the 400-meter relay back there. So there's a lot of speed in the backfield when you have Zy Tyson, OJ, and Micah Simpson.
Christian Perry, the leading tackler for Royse City, runs Johnson down after a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Simpson drops the ball, makes it, and he's going around the left side now. He's making lemonade out of lemons. If he didn't step out of bounds, I think he stepped out of bounds, Matt, down around the 28-yard line, but it will be a first down.
A busted pass play there. He gets kind of caught in the backfield, but gives a little shake and then bounces it outside to the left and picks up. I mean, a first down, yes, but it looked like he had even more.
Yeah, that's a really athletic play by Micah Simpson. 11:11 remaining. Well, the Lions have enough time if they can generate some kind of offense and put some points on the board. 1st and 10. Hand off to Johnson. Johnson stopped at the line of scrimmage. A host of Bulldogs. 3 guys.
Hang on, guys.
Take OJ down.
Yeah, a little extra up there while your wide receiver in your corner.
Lions need a big play, Matt. I mean, they really don't have time for a sustained drive. They need to put points on the board quick.
I think honestly, I truly have faith. I think Micah Simpson is going to complete a big pass on this drive. I think we are going to see him throw the ball.
All right, 2nd and 10 for Greenville. Ball at their own 28-yard line. Simpson keeps up the middle. He's wrapped up but breaks another tackle.
Oh, he fumbled.
And he fumbled the ball unless they called him down.
Yeah, I think they blew that. They blew that one dead with forward progress before that ball came out.
Well, ball security is critical in a game that's this close.
Yeah, I know some of those quarterbacks, they like to get out in space. They kind of shake in that. They're so used to carrying that ball with a hand, like palmed, that sometimes it gets outside of their body. You start to think about, Michael Vick, how he used to kind of wave the ball around as he ran when he was a quarterback. So those guys kind of get loose with it. You still got to think, hey, as soon as I cross that line of scrimmage, I'm a running back. I better get down and hard, and 3 points of pressure.
Joe Golly replaces Simpson at quarterback. 3rd and 5. Golly rolling right. Under some pressure now.
There you go.
And a flag is down as he missed his receiver, Damian Lewis. We'll see what the penalty is.
A hold.
Holding against Greenville.
Yeah, the white hat here closest to us signaled hold. Now we've got a sideline judge here. Let's see, yep. It's declined.
Penalties declined. The result of the play was an incomplete pass. So now Coach Duke has a decision to make.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to bring in the punt team here.
So the Greenville offense, after getting a Simpson conversion of 1 first down, stalls out. And Andrew Ibarra now is in punt formation.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the last Greenville punt you're going to see. I think really every possession from here on out becomes very, very crucial to the outcome of this ball game.
I don't think there's any question about it.
No.
Ibarra's kick is a good one. Called for a fair catch down at the 36-yard line. That's Eric Springs. Again, he didn't get a chance to run it, Matt, but he did catch it.
Yeah. Tatum Woods back in here at quarterback. And again, we're going to probably see a heavy onslaught of all those different looks, all those different ball carriers for Royse City here as they try to run this clock out. So again, we want to see good contact up front. We want to see a great job by that defensive line. The stretch plays out and linebackers filling gaps.
Yeah, and Woods has Mitchum and Petty Dozier in the backfield with him.
Outside.
This time it's Petty Dozier coming to the near side, breaks a tackle, and is forced out of bounds at the 41.
Yeah, sweep out wide, and again, Jackson Cathy able to force him out of bounds for a gain of about 3 on that play. Cathy able to stretch and push and use that boundary as the 12th defender.
Other than that one run early in the game, they've pretty much, kept Petty Dozier under wraps. 2nd and 7 for Royse City. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line of the Bulldogs. Handoff this time to Mitchum. Mitchum moves forward through a nice hole before he's brought down. And now another penalty.
Golly, these are late flags that are coming in too. This is where things are getting out of control. And again, you got 33 Grigsby got his hands up. He's a little bit frustrated. It looks like he's going to exit the ball game.
Wow. If this one's against Greenville, it'll be another 15-yard mark-off, more than likely.
You just can't let your attitude kind of get in the way of you playing the game here and costing your team again valuable field position right here. Yeah, and he's very frustrated. His helmet just got tossed off his head on the sideline.
Well, as a senior leader on the defensive side, we've talked to he must be getting some guys holding him or something to cause him to get so upset, but he is clearly not happy.
No.
15-yard penalty against Greenville, moves it to the Lions' 39-yard line, 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
Ooh.
High snap, handled nicely by Woods, but he's in trouble and he's got to run out of bounds with about a 12-yard loss.
Yeah, probably didn't try to throw that ball away because I think it was a design run play. He had a lot of receivers downfield.
Smart
but man,
play.
still probably lost what he would have even if with a penalty of grounding. But
that is a smart play by Woods just to take that one out of bounds. Big loss for Royse City. So maybe the Lions will be able to get a turnover on downs. 2nd, we'll call it forever. Ball now spotted at the Royse City 48-yard line. Tatum Woods, the junior backup quarterback, in there for the Bulldogs. He seems to be more of a running threat than a passer, although he does get a pass off to Roberson, and it's complete down to the 45-yard line of Greenville.
That's interesting. As soon as you mentioned that, he throws a quick little stop out there, a little hitch pass to the number 2 receiver. You see it come out of his hand. There is a little bit of an arc to it, so maybe not quite as strong as an arm as what we saw at Kenny Spring.
Yeah, I think of the 2 quarterbacks, he's more of the runner.
But he's physical, I'll tell you that. He's played very physical.
A little bit taller than Spring, but they're both listed at 175 pounds, which is a pretty good size for a high school quarterback. All right, 3rd and 16 for Royse City. Woods takes a snap, rolling to his left.
Oh,
Bounced by Greg Just, but he's still alive.
Wow.
And he tries to complete it downfield, but the ball is thrown short and out of bounds. So it'll be a punting situation for Royse City.
Good job by the defense there, and Greg Just. How about the pressure he puts on Tatum Woods there? He's able to throw his hands up and still be able to clap down to disrupt the pass. Tatum Woods has to actually jump and throw the ball as he's in midair across his body. You're unlikely to complete that ball.
Yeah, but he saved about 10 yards, because Just, had he been able to bring him down, would have resulted in a 10-yard loss. Okay, Mitchell Stokes in punt formation for Royse City. High snap, but he handles it.
Oof.
Kick is up. Ball comes down and gets a Greenville bounce this time.
Yeah, good to see that. I was a little bit frustrated. I thought maybe Micah would catch that ball there just to save a potential bounce, but good bounce for Greenville. All right, this is your last chance as an offense to make this a game. You got to have to score on your last 2 possessions here.
Yeah, only 8:10 remaining here in the ball game. Ball's going to be marked at the 18-yard line of Greenville. So, like you said, Matt, they got to get something going in a hurry.
Yeah.
They've got enough of a quick strike offense. Their running game, they've got enough quickness to pull off an 80-yard run, and it'd be nothing we wouldn't like to see.
No. With that being said, Micah Simpson enters the game at quarterback.
So we may get to see what kind of a passer Simpson is. Although he hands off to OJ this time. Kind of
Keep
an
going.
interesting call. But
Keep
OJ
going.
breaks tackles, picks up good yardage, but they're burning a lot of clock with the running
Yeah,
plays.
they're going to have to hurry. And again, your play callers over there have to really hustle to get that play in. Kids are going to have to run to get lined up. Again, I'm seeing a lot of kids just kind of, they're walking around. We got to hurry and get to the line. Let's get that play in. Well, kids are actually already lined up in the formation.
Referee's taking a long time to spot the ball. Trips left for Simpson. Johnson in the backfield with him. High snap, once again handoff to Johnson. And again, not much running room. Kind of an interesting play call.
Yeah, third, and it's going to leave you with 3rd and 5 here. Now you're going to have to throw it, I think. I mean, based on what we've seen, now Micah Simpson is running to the sideline to visit with, looks like maybe Coach Jarvis over there. So one of your Greenville play callers.
Yeah,
Now he's back in the ball game.
3rd and 4 for Greenville. It's certainly, although field position doesn't say it's 4-down territory, like you said, Matt, they've got to keep the offense on the field if they don't get this conversion. 6:56 remaining. Fake this time to Johnson.
Get it.
Simpson is close
First
to the
down.
sticks, and I think he got the conversion. I think I see a penalty on the flag, on the play. No, it's not a flag. It's something.
Good.
something
Okay,
that
my
looks
goodness,
yellow.
you're about to scare me. I might have had to march out of this box myself if that was a penalty.
All right, conversion by Micah Simpson, one of many that he's had tonight
Yes.
as a runner.
And after contact, too, I think that's so important. He gives you that extra just push to get that first down.
Clock stops briefly for the movement of the chains, but now it's rolling again at 6:30. Ball at the 29-yard line of Greenville. In motion
Here's a pass.
is Amarian Nelson. And Simpson's
There
looking
you go.
downfield, fakes the pass. Now he's got it. He's still going. He's
Wow.
up past the 45-yard line for another first down. Clock stops briefly, but Greenville's got to keep the foot on the pedal.
How about that? We see him roll out. He's got Zy Tyson. He kind of points and directs to kind of get a little bit of a pump fake out of the Royse City defense and just keeps running. He's fun to watch.
Was Tyson open, Matt?
You think he had him? He had him on the hash, but he gets pretty much what he would have if he threw the ball.
Back to the running game. Again, an unusual call. Johnson's only able to get a couple of yards, but this keeps the clock moving, whereas an incomplete pass, always stops the clock.
Yeah.
5:43 remaining, and Greenville running out of time. They're
So-
down 14 points, 28-14.
We've already nearly bled almost 2.5 minutes on this drive. We have not thrown the ball once, so again, we've run the ball every single down on this drive.
Micah Simpson takes a snap, fakes to Johnson, throws out to his left. Tyson is
Keep
quickly
going.
breaks a tackle. Just not enough running room over there on the far side. Short pickup. Clock continues to run.
Yeah, you're gonna have third and 5 here. 3rd and 6 maybe. We got to throw the ball beyond the sticks here.
You almost wonder, if maybe they ought to have Golly in there right now.
Yeah.
Simpson's more of a threat to run the ball, but with time running down, you need somebody to throw it in there. Simpson takes a snap, finds Tyson.
Get what you can.
Tyson, I think, is close to moving the chains. Let's just wait and see. The spot looks like it's going to be short.
He's going to be just short again. The ball's going to be spotted right there at the 45-yard line. You might even think about right here is if you leave Golly in the game even and almost line him up as like an outside receiver, and that way Micah Simpson can be able to run and you don't have to worry about subbing. It wastes a lot of time. Yes, you take away one extra playmaker on the field, but man.
Heavy formation on 4th and 1. Simpson's going to keep
Oh,
it.
he
He's
dove.
caught in the backfield, but he breaks a tackle, and again he gets the conversion, I believe.
It sounded almost like we had a little bit of an early whistle down here. Let's see what we get out of the false start. Oh, man. I didn't see a penalty, but wow, I heard a whistle.
False
Yep.
start against the Lions.
That's
They'll
going to
make it 4th and 6. Clock stops on the penalty momentarily.
Yeah, this is your ball game right here, Bob.
4:15 remaining. Lions need a conversion.
Yeah, clock running already, too.
Simpson
Come
stays
on.
in the game. Clock running down to 4 minutes left in this one. 4th and 6. Ball right at midfield.
Timeout.
Now the Lions finally decide that they better talk about this one.
You got 3 timeouts, you know, I mean, you wish that you can use that timeout maybe with, you know, maybe 15, 20 seconds even sooner, but, you know, again, the kids themselves, the coaches can only call the plays in so fast. The kids got to have that sense of urgency, that just that kind of that clock in the back of your mind. I mean, and really when I say in the back of your mind, you got to turn around and look at that clock and say, we got to go, we got to go, we got to go.
Well, and this is where, you know, your backup quarterback doesn't have the same experience
True.
and sense of clock management that probably your senior quarterback would have.
Yeah.
However, you know, the coaches have made the decision to go with Simpson. He does offer, you know, a dual threat, and that's what they're going for right now.
Yeah, now I'll say this, he has completed his first 3 passes of the game, so no incomplete passes though so far out of Micah Simpson, but again, everything kind of short, just catch, throw, you know, quick. You know, really you're going to have to, you know, if we can manage to score here and we get that next drive, you're going to have to be able to throw the ball downfield and work the sidelines too.
All right, teams lining up back on the field. Lions with 2 timeouts remaining, 4th and 6 at midfield. Simpson takes a snap, under pressure, rolling left. Hayes has got him in his sights, but he can't get a hold. Now he runs out of bounds, and that's, again, the inexperience of the junior quarterback.
Even there, Bobby, you turn one loose. You throw one and you throw it to a cheerleader right there, you know. And that's where, you know, you lose. Now you give up an additional, you know, 8 yards in the opposite direction. But man,
well, you got to credit that Royse City defense. They've been pretty good most of the night, and they come up with a big stop there. That penalty really hurt Greenville, that procedure penalty on 4th and 1. But the net result is the Bulldogs take over, and with 3:48 remaining, you got to like their chances.
Yeah, unless there's some kind of bad exchange, you know, you hope for a turnover of some type. You know, maybe Greenville gets the ball back and can score once more, but we'll see. 2 scores is very hard.
Tatum Woods fakes a handoff. He's got the right side.
He can move.
He's got good quickness. He's bounced out of bounds after a pickup of about 15 yards.
Tell you what, I think both teams kind of brought in, you know, very mobile quarterbacks that might not necessarily have as confident as an arm. Maybe that coaching staff is both not quite as confident in their arm, but they can move.
Yeah, going forward, for Royse City, depending upon the condition of starting quarterback Kenny Springs, Royse City might be making some changes to their offense going forward, as might the Greenville Lions. 1st and 10. This time a handoff to Petty Dozier. He bows backwards, trying to get some room, and the Lions, wow, he forces his way.
Another late penalty just gets tossed in here as a Greenville player loses his helmet at the bottom of the pile. And that's Isaiah Lowe loses his helmet at the bottom of the pile. And they're going to call a face mask against Greenville as they lose a helmet.
Yeah, the penalties are beginning to mount up against the Lions, and you don't like to see this in a game that's pretty much been decided.
Yeah.
Down 14 points with just 3:32 remaining.
And again, you got to kind of watch, you know, that defensive line getting very frustrated, understandably so. I mean, those are costly penalties, but you know, you just gotta step up and we gotta make plays when we have to, and we can only control what we can control.
I don't like to use the term homer, but I got a feeling that the guy down there spotting the ball right now, he's decided that he doesn't like the way the Lions are playing ball, and he's going to call every little thing against them. The result of the penalty is a 1st down for Royse City. The ball is spotted at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10. Handoff to Dozier.
Wow.
Dozier's going to be in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah,
And Grigsby again without his helmet. I don't know whether that's frustration or somebody ripped it off him, but
no, I think part of that's out of frustration. I mean, you know, you never like to see a kid trot across the field with his helmet off, but you know, I'll say this: that late score there, that doesn't really. I mean, I think we're going to get a final score here that's not necessarily as, telling of the competition of this game.
Not indicative of the closeness of this game. Mitchell Stokes now will attempt the extra point. Kick is up. Looks like it's good. 35-14, Royse City leads with 3:26 remaining. So the quickness of that score, with the help of a couple of huge penalties against Greenville, gives the opportunity back to the Lions at least to try to generate some offense.
Yeah.
We'll take a short break before this next kickoff. Okay, Mitchell Stokes with the kickoff. Once again, it's high and short, taken by Waller at the 20, I'm sorry. And again, a very good tackle that time by Caleb Watkins.
All right, let's see again. We want to see these kids continue to compete. I think that's something that Coach Duke is so passionate about, and really tries to push these kids as you fight until the very end. So we want to see them do things the right way here and battle and see if we can't pull out another score here.
That would be big for the morale of this team if they could score some points before the end of this one. They're down by 21, so they're not going to win this game, in my opinion.
No, I mean, crazy things happen, but at the same time, I mean, it's few and far between that does happen with 3:21 left and 3 scores.
Are you surprised that Golly's not in the game?
I'm not. I think we're going to try to run the ball and see if we can't score on the last drive. But there you go. I mean, look at the throw right there out of the gate.
He's got Tyson.
You never know. I mean, we might want to see some speed here.
Well, that's a good throw by the junior quarterback.
He really kind of got into that ball. He put a lot behind it. Fired that back hip and was able to, put that ball on the line to Zy Tyson.
You kind of would like to see a little bit more sense of urgency by the Greenville team. They're just taking their time with the play call, and maybe they like us agree that this one is going to be in the loss column, but I don't know. I just would like to see a little bit more sense of urgency. Good throw once again to Tyson, but just a short pickup. You got to start looking for something a little bit deeper, don't you, Matt?
Yes, you do. I mean, and really, as you mentioned, kind of the sense of urgency. A lot of really good teams, they have those 5, 7. Some teams even have 9 plays where the kids, you can say one word and the kids know the play, and so it's just quick. It's bang, 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 bang. So even if it's I'm going to shout in hey, we're going to go. Tiger, Tiger. Everybody knows the play when you call Tiger.
Again, maybe a function of having the backup quarterback.
That's true.
Let's give Simpson some credit.
Look at that, though.
He runs the ball this time and gets up close to moving the chains.
The kid is just so strong. I mean, for being a kid that is a very wiry type of, quarterback, he is a very strong runner.
He's going to be one tired puppy after this game.
He will be.
3rd and 1 for the Lions. Waiting for the play to come in from the sideline.
Might have to go buy Micah Simpson a Gatorade myself.
35-14 late in the game here at Royse City. The Lions trail. Hand off to Johnson. Johnson's going to have the first down, and he does go out of bounds, so at least the clock will stop with 1:28 remaining, but there is a flag on the play. And the referees have decided again that they're going to penalize Greenville for holding in a 3rd and 1 situation.
It's really unbelievable that you're down 3 scores and you got holding calls on the edge here after a first down. But, again, you control the controllables is what you got to kind of tell yourself.
And again, our buddy just enjoys walking those yards off against the Greenville Lions. He just seems to really enjoy it. And I don't care for him, frankly. All right, 3rd and 11 for the Lions. Ball now back at their own 37-yard line. Penalties really mounting up against the Lions tonight. This is not going to be something that the coaches are going to be happy about when they talk to the team next. Micah Simpson at quarterback, looking left, now under pressure. Almost brought down, now he's loose on the right side. 40, 50, 45, 40, 35, inside the 35-yard line of Royse City. I don't know how he broke that tackle.
It's really interesting when Micah Simpson goes into scramble mode. He already knows he's running the ball. So more often than not, you think he's directing the receivers downfield, but he's telling them, go block.
Matthew Turner had him in his hands.
Yeah.
Again, a handoff, and again, I don't understand. Why do you run the ball? Goodness.
Yeah, on 1st down right there, at least, again, just short, quick. Let's work the sideline. Let's take what we can. I mean, you are starting to get a greater cushion because I don't think this defense wants to give up an additional score. So let's throw the ball. Let's get quick. Go get what we can. Hop out of bounds and stop the clock.
2nd and 13. Simpson looking downfield. Now he's going to run it up the middle, and not much going.
Yeah, I think this is where, again, your starting quarterback. Joe Golly is a game manager. He's a kid that has a lot of experience, and he does kind of think about these situations. Whereas, Mike Simpson's a great athlete, and he's going to learn these things with experience. He's going to be a better quarterback next year, and really throughout this season if we see him return. So, there is some upside to being in this situation for him.
And the Lions still have 2 timeouts remaining, so you kind of wonder why they would have not called a timeout. Pass to Tyson is complete. He starts to backtrack to try to get some room to run. He's going to be a little bit short before he's tackled.
Yeah.
And the clock is going to run out. So the Lions lose over here to Royse City by a score of 35-14. And we'll take a short break and we'll be back to wrap it up. Okay, final score 35-14. Matt, what do you think about this one?
Well, there's games like this where you compete so strong through the first half and really into a few drives here and there in the second half. But again, you got a young team, and it's a group of guys that they always have to know the situation. Whether it be a situation of what to do, in a tight game, about, what to do in terms of what's my priority right now. Is my priority truly to, retaliate against a guy that might have said something to me? Those are the things that you can control as a player. And again, I think it's just a matter of putting yourself in those positions to do that, and it's being done right here by the Greenville players. So again, disappointed with what the scoreboard looks like. Is it indicative of the competition we had tonight? No, I don't believe so. I don't think we had the help of the officials this evening.
Yeah,
but,
the guys with the stripes.
But at the same time, I think the kids, you got to be aware. You just got to really truly be aware, and you got to know that in the moments where you got to make plays, that's your only opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, final score once again here at Royse City ISD Stadium. Royse City's Bulldogs 35, Greenville Lions 14. Folks, we'll be back after a open week next week, right? Mm-hmm. With the Corsicana game for homecoming back in T.A. Ford Stadium. So for Matt Hansen and Chris Mangwal, I'm Bob Muty. Good night, everybody.